The day has finally come after the Philadelphia 76ers squandered that golden opportunity at home to close this series out in Game 6. We had an extra day to wait and think about this Game 7, but it's finally here. It's a beautiful Sunday, it's Mother's Day, and it's time for the two best words in all of sports. Game 7. You're watching Philadelphia 76ers now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. The stage is set at TD Garden in Boston with the winner advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals to take on the Miami Heat, who took down the New York Knicks and finished off that series on Friday. It's Jayson Tatum against Joel Embiid. It's two of the most iconic brands in the history of the NBA. The Boston Celtics looking to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second year in a row. The Philadelphia 76ers looking to get there and punch their ticket to the Final Four of the NBA for the first time since 2001. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, we greatly appreciate all of you for being here with us. Tip-off set for a little more than a half hour from now, so we're going to do a pregame show. We're going to recap that Game 6. We're going to look ahead to Game 7 as well with our keys to the game. We also have some exciting announcements to make here on the show, and we're so excited to have all of you here with us. Now, the Boston Celtics, this is a big reason why it was such a massive blown opportunity for Philadelphia, had a chance to end this series at home. But now they have to go on the road and take down the Celtics for a third time this series. The odds certainly not in their favor, and because of that, the Celtics, in front of their home crowd, 6.5-point favorites with the over-under about as low as you'll see it for an NBA game here in 2023 of 2:01. Tip-off set for about 3:45 p.m. Eastern. This game going to be on ABC. If you mute the television and you have us here, I'll be giving you the best play-by-play here on YouTube. Will the Sixers finally reverse the curse? Please let us know down in the comment section. T for triumph, H for heartbreak. What is it going to be for this basketball team? In my lifetime, there have been so many difficult moments to fathom. There was the run to the NBA Finals in 2001. Allen Iverson went off in an overtime game in Game 1 against the Los Angeles Lakers. From there, gentleman's sweep by LA. That was actually the only loss that Lakers team with Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant had lost. From that point on, the rest of Allen Iverson's tenure, pretty disappointing. They didn't make it past the second round of the NBA playoffs. You had the process years after all of those mediocre years. The process years were brutal because the Sixers went on this historic stretch of losing basketball. And since 2018, they've been a consistent player in the Eastern Conference playoffs with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and now the Joel Embiid and James Harden era. But a lot of heartbreaks during that run. You had the loss to the Celtics in 2018. You had the quadruple bounce against Kawhi Leonard in 2019. You lose somehow to the Atlanta Hawks in 2021 in the second round, a year after in the NBA bubble in which you got swept. And then last year, you lost to the Miami Heat at this same mark, the second round of the playoffs. So can the Sixers get it done here today? Ron, Philly finna win for real. The real one, Walter Miller. The day is here and the time is now. Game 7, hashtag real one, Walter Miller. I appreciate you, my guy. Vince Johnson is in the chat saying, triumph. Ron, triumph. EAC, heartbreak, since we are not at home. Now you look at what has happened so far in this series. Game 1, James Harden, 45 points. Went on the road, stole a game without Joel Embiid as the Sixers were able to get a 119-115 win thanks to Harden's game winner in the eye hole of Al Horford. Game 2, Joel Embiid comes back. The Celtics torch it up from three-point range. They blast the Sixers, 121-87. Then the series shifts back to Philadelphia, and Jayson Tatum was awesome down the stretch. Celtics win that one by a margin of 12, 114-102. James Harden comes through once again. 42 points, another game winner, his second of the series as the Sixers edge the Celtics in overtime, 116-115. Then the Sixers do something that we've really not become accustomed to seeing this team do. They won their first Game 5 in a second-round series in their last 7 opportunities. They were awesome. Joel Embiid played like an MVP. Tyrese Maxey with 30 points as well. Sixers take it 115-103, and then Game 6. Really, really disappointing loss for the Sixers. Their worst offensive game of the season. Jayson Tatum outscored the entire Sixers roster by himself in that fourth quarter, and the Celtics extend the series, sending it back to Boston 95-86. And two of these iconic brands meeting once again in the NBA playoffs. Back in the day, Wilt Chamberlain against Bill Russell, fantastic rivalries. Then it was Dr. J against Larry Bird and crew. So there's a long history between these two organizations, but unfortunately for Philadelphia, it's been one-sided in favor of Boston. Prior to this series, they last met in 2020, the NBA bubble. Celtics won 4-0. In 2018, first-round Celtics win 4-1. 2012, that was when Derrick Rose tore his ACL, so the 8-seeded Sixers took down the number 1-seeded Chicago Bulls, but the Celtics won at the same juncture in Game 7 in Boston. In 2002, Allen Iverson going up against Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker. That was back when first-round series only lasted 5 games. Celtics won that series 3-2. Prior to 2002, it had been 17 years before these two teams had met because the Sixers were a bad team for a little while with Charles Barkley, and early in that Allen Iverson era, it was in the Eastern Conference Finals when the Celtics won 4-1. The last time that Philadelphia beat Boston in a playoff series, it came in 1982. Sixers won in 7 games, led by Dr. J, Julius Erving, the Boston Strangler, and Andrew Toney, and that happened to be the last time that the Philadelphia 76ers won an NBA championship. Will history repeat itself from 82 all the way until 2023? 31 years ago? Let's hope so. Bill Pollock, $2 super chat, lighting my Allen Iverson candle. Bill Pollock, we appreciate that. And if the Sixers win, you already know, I'm going to be throwing on the Allen Iverson jersey. Or right now, if we get a $50 super chat, I'll throw on the Allen Iverson jersey. Bill Pollock, you light your AI candle. Hopefully AI can help lift the Sixers to a win watching from afar. But it's going to have to be the current players. Joel Embiid, James Harden, Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, to get the job done, and can Doc Rivers finally not blow a playoff lead. So with that, first time today, who you got? 76 for the Sixers, C for the Celtics. We have 25 people watching live for our pregame show. I want to literally hear from everybody right now. The real one, Marshall Green, is in the chat. Nick's now by Chat Sports. Bill getting things kicked off with that $2 super chat. Let me know who you're going with. Who wins Game 7? Everything in my blood, everything in my being tells me that the Sixers are not going to win this game because in my entire lifetime, they've never come through in this spot. I do hope that I'm wrong. Walter Miller likes the Sixers to win. He has said throughout this entire series that the Sixers are going to win it. I know that the city of Philadelphia is certainly split. A majority says not going to win it. Some people saying, Sixers, we have faith, this team is different. And are they different, right? Because James Harden has been somewhat clutch in this series. He's won 2 games by himself. Can Doc Rivers finally come through in a big spot? This is the defining moment of Joel Embiid's Sixers tenure, and I hope it results in a dub to meet the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 6 takeaways. It was certainly a difficult one to get through. If you watch this here live, I was in shambles, honestly. The Sixers had their worst offensive game of the year at the most inopportune of times. They scored less points than Jayson Tatum did in that entire fourth quarter. And they were really clunky offensively. Doc Rivers saying after the game, look, we didn't trust ourselves. We didn't move the ball. Joel Embiid had said, look, I didn't get the rock the final 4 minutes of the game. A reason why the Sixers did struggle is because Joe Mazzulla put Robert Williams into the starting 5. And I've been hearing from a lot of people close to Boston that it's not really Mazzulla calling the shots. The players don't have respect for him. It's the players who are making some of these adjustments because Mazzulla lacked those adjustments and failed to make them. So it was the players who actually said, we want Robert Williams in that starting 5, more length, more athleticism, more height. And it disrupted the Sixers' offensive flow, no doubt about it. And the Sixers really failed to run a lot of that two-man action between James Harden and Joel Embiid that was so effective in Game 5. Marcus Smart pretty much said after that Game 6 victory, it's us who's calling the shots. It's not Joe Mazzulla. In the fourth quarter, as I said, the aforementioned Jayson Tatum going off. 16 points to the Sixers, 13 after the Sixers went up 83-81. You're thinking, you're tasting, you're feeling that the Sixers are finally going to end this drought, that the Wells Fargo Center is going to pop off in a majestic way. Philadelphia missed their last 9 shots after they took that 83-81 advantage. And Tobias Harris, today in Game 7, pressure's on you. I saw an ESPN article that was complimenting his business approach and how business savvy he is. I don't give a damn about that. You know what I give a damn about? Tobias Harris showing up in a big spot and living up to that $30+ million contract. 2 points in 42 minutes at home, unacceptable. As for Tatum, these numbers are really sickening for a lot of Sixers fans out there. He went nuclear in that final frame. They held him in check. And credit to the Sixers, they've done a good job of defending him, whether it's PJ Tucker or somebody else. But Jayson Tatum did what great players do. He closed the game out, had that short shooter's mindset. I thought what Trae Young said while Tatum was going off was awesome. He said the most dangerous basketball players are the ones who keep shooting. They don't worry about all the misses. Jayson Tatum did that. Steph Curry's done it. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. The greats of the game have that type of mentality. 3 points through 3 quarters for Jayson Tatum during Game 6 on 1 of 13 shooting. He was 0 of 6 from 3. Then he heats up from distance, outscored Philadelphia 16-13 to put a dagger through the hearts of Sixers fans. But that can all be replicated. And our demons can be exorcised. And our heartbreaks can be healed if the Sixers just win this one basketball game. 48 minutes to do it. Where are you watching from? Want you to let us know here. We've had a spike in audience. To those of you just coming here, we're getting started here. 30-minute pregame show, then during the game, we'll be live for the entire duration of it. Live play-by-play, audience interaction, some exciting announcements as well. Where are you watching from? We're coming to you from the Chat Sports Studios in Dallas, Texas. We have some real ones in the chat. I'm seeing Walter Miller, Vince Johnson, David Teague, don't call him Jeff, Joe Casey, Kyle Coughlin, and Losing Hope, all in the chat right now. But where are the people watching from? Let us know right now down in the comment section. I see Walter Miller is in Philly, and I am here alongside the homie, the real one, Nick Roloff, who's been doing a great job on these watch parties with me for this series, but also Warriors-Lakers. Nick, what do you think about today's game? Where are your feelings? He's a Miami Heat fan, so he's sitting pretty right now. But regardless of who advances, the Celtics pose a difficult matchup for Miami, whereas I think the Heat pose a difficult matchup for Philadelphia.
So it is true. I am a Heat fan.
It's
so
okay,
you guys
though.
can give me some slack in the comment section. I'm chilling. I know you guys hate us. Eliminated you guys for last year. Neither here nor there. This is 2023. I do think the Celtics have the advantage. Obviously, they're at home. They're favored by 6.5. I really think the Sixers, you echoed this a lot in the little lead up to me finally joining here, but the blown opportunity Philadelphia had, 83-81, and then obviously Jayson Tatum catches fire and brings home the Celtics to Game 7. Can the Sixers bounce back from that? And I know we're going to get into Doc Rivers in a second, but I think he really needs to protect his legacy in this game. You talk about Joel Embiid. This is a Sixers legacy-defining moment for him. I think it's equally as important, not even just for the Sixers legacy of Doc Rivers, but Doc Rivers' career, because in totality, Doc Rivers has been horrible in the playoffs, whether it comes to blowing leads and in big-time moments. If he didn't have that one ring back in the day with the Celtics, he might be looked at as one of the biggest choke job coaches of all time. He might even still be viewed as that. So I think this game is a lot to prove for many people. Tobias Harris, is he worth the contract? You mentioned it. Joel Embiid, Doc Rivers, I just mentioned them. James Harden, he's never got it done in the playoffs. He could put up numbers, but he's never done it in the playoffs. Can he get to that Eastern Conference Finals and match up with Miami? So I'm just looking at the big names, and I know it's a cop-out, but like for the Sixers, they have to come and play. They have to bring their best, because if they don't bring their best, even if they bring their B game, they're likely going home. On the road, Game 7, TD Garden's going to be jumping. Tatum and Brown, I expect them to both be coming out with a fiery attitude. The Sixers have to come to play, and all of the key players and coaches have to bring their absolute A game.
I agree. Yeah, and I think you make a good point there. Like, if the Sixers don't bring their A game, even if they bring their B game, I think the Celtics are too deep, they're too talented, and they are at home for the Sixers to even win if they bring their B games. So Philadelphia's going to have to play its A game. They're going to have to play like they did in Game 1, like they did in Game 4, like they did in Game 5 to take this series. And in peak Sixers fashion, teams that do win Game 5, they go on to win like upper 70% of playoff series in the NBA. If they go down, it's so rare for the Celtics to be able to come back, especially facing a road game in Game 6. So where are you watching from? Continue to let us know. I know Bill Pollock is in Tulsa. Walter Miller is in Philly. Martin, actually watching from the UK, he said, good evening, guys. For us, good afternoon, but that's awesome that you're watching from over there. Joe Casey, Adam Silver hates the Sixers ever since the process. Look, he has to get over it because the process clearly worked. The Sixers were stuck in mediocrity for a really long time. And when you're floating in mediocrity in the NBA, you don't go anywhere. You're a perennial 6 to 8 seed at that time. Obviously, no NBA play-in tournament. And you don't have any chance of making a deep run in the playoffs. The only reason you beat the Bulls as an 8 seed is because Derrick Rose tore that ACL. And because you don't make it deep in the playoffs, but you do make it to the playoffs because you're just about average, you don't get a high lottery pick either. And the Sixers never had any luck in the lottery either. So they had to tank, they had to tear it down, and that's what netted Philadelphia Joel Embiid, a generational player who just won an MVP, first team All-NBA, and is going to go down as one of the best centers of all time. And it also got them Ben Simmons, who, let's be real, was an All-NBA player early in his career. We know what happened after that. He flatlined. But the process is why every year since 2018, the Sixers have been a factor in the Eastern Conference Finals, or Eastern Conference playoffs, looking to get to the Eastern Conference Finals today. And they made it to the playoffs every single year since 2018. You know what the top 3 teams in wins are since the 2020-2021 season? It's the Phoenix Suns, Milwaukee Bucks, and the Philadelphia 76ers in no particular order. And what's crazy, Mike Budenholzer fired. Monty Williams fired. If the Sixers lose this game today, Doc Rivers could be fired. So where are you watching from? Continue to let us know.
Yeah, Chase, I wanted to mention something because you brought up the fact that the Sixers already won in Boston 2 times in the series, and it is going to be difficult to be a third, which I do agree with. But on the other side of that, the Sixers have that confidence that they know they can come into Boston and win. I mean, they've already done it twice in this playoff series. Game 7s are different animals. Everyone's a little tightened up. I think that's why you saw earlier in the show that over-under is at 201, which is as low as you'll ever see it. Because it's a Game 7. People will be playing tight
Slower
definitely
pace.
early on.
Yeah.
But still, the Sixers, I believe they should have confidence in themselves and able to go on the road and win in TD Garden because they've already done it twice. I know it's going to be hard to do it a third time, but they've done it twice. And if I'm in that locker room, I'm telling everyone, why not us? Why not a third time?
Yeah. So let's give some shout-outs here. I sent you a picture because a lot of people are talking about this in the comments section. The report from Woj about the officiating discrepancy. We'll pop that picture up in the tweet from Woj here in just a few moments. But let's give some shout-outs here. Joe Casey, Silver just called Scott Foster. Again, we're going to touch on that. Walter Miller, Bum Simmons. What an absolute fraud. It's wild, right, how you see some players improve. Like the improvement from Jimmy Butler at Marquette until now to the point where he's a top 3 to 5 player when it matters most is wild. He has maximized his individual abilities. You look at a player like Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics. Go back and watch him at Cal and look at his numbers at Cal. He was an athlete. He couldn't handle the basketball. He couldn't shoot. But how has he been able to turn into an All-NBA player who's on the verge of getting one of those max contracts because he was named an All-NBA player? He was in the lab. He grinded. He chiseled his craft. Ben Simmons, on the other hand, was always content with just being good, never tapped into fully being great. And that's what's so unfortunate about Ben Simmons. Now, of course, he's not here anymore. We don't have to talk about him any longer, but we brought him up because of the Sixers' previous history in the NBA playoffs. It was the tweet from Woj there, Rolly, is the one I was referring to. We have some people tuned in from Australia, which is actually absolutely awesome. Freefall Fakey saying hello, mate. Joe Casey watching in Philly. Freefall Fakey, by the way, I was just on the phone with my grandma. Her and my grandpa actually lived in Australia for a really long time. My dad grew up in Australia, and my cousins from Australia are going to be visiting the States. I'm going back to Pennsylvania, Lancaster, actually, in June to see them all. So that's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm really excited for that. Kyle Coughlin is in the house, losing hope, saying, thank God. Joe Casey could have had Ingram and Tatum. Don't remind me. Markelle Fultz over Jayson Tatum is something that will haunt this organization, especially considering what Jayson Tatum did in that Game 6, just putting a dagger and a stake right through our hearts. It's Mother's Day, by the way. Want you all to spam Mom down in the comment section, whether your mothers are here with us or not. It's a special day to show appreciation to all of the moms out there because what they do for us is absolutely incredible. Unfortunately for me, my mom is no longer here, but we're going to honor her today by having some margarita drinks, which I have right here because my mom loved margaritas, and show your own mom some love by typing Mom down in the comment section. A little bit of a difficult start to the day today, but hopefully that can be remedied if the Philadelphia 76ers just win this damn basketball game. All right, let's get to that tweet from Adrian Wojnarowski that a lot of people are talking about here. And I want you all to do yourselves a favor. As this game transpires today, I want you to think about this tweet from Woj. An interesting dynamic approaching Celtics-Sixers Game 7 per sources. NBA's officiating game report shared with teams from Game 6 revealed a significant disparity. 13 officiating errors disadvantaging the 76ers to 4 disadvantaging the Boston Celtics. Those can include calls and non-calls. Now, Doc Rivers, prior to the game, was asked about this, and he said, that's tough to recover from. 13 calls to 4, that is a difference of 9 foul calls going to the Celtics or 9 non-calls that hurt the Philadelphia 76ers. So what James Harden said after that Game 6 defeat sounds pretty true, right? He said the officials told him at halftime that they missed a lot of calls on him. And he also said that he is the player who has missed out on these foul calls the most among all players so far in the NBA playoffs. With Scott Foster, the extender, on the whistle tonight, I want you to remember that. Lion Fighter, a 760 super chat for the 1098 76ers. Let's do a real one roll call. Lion Fighter, we appreciate you. And we do have an exciting announcement here. Our super chat menu. $5 will do a beer cheers. $10, you enter the raffle to win a Real One shirt. More on that coming up. So if you send in a $10 super chat, we're going to jot your name down and you enter the raffle to win a Real One shirt. Walter Miller, I know that you were asking for one. If you get it and you rock it, we're going to get you on the show. A $20 super chat, we'll take some shots. $50, beer bong or a shotgun. We have the Freedom Funnel here as our beer bong because this is an Eagle. Philadelphia is America's birthplace, and the Eagles are our nation's icon, trying to bring the good vibes here against the Celtics. And if we get to $100 in total super chats here, it's time for Margaritas for Mom. Margaritas for Mom if we get to $100 in total super chats. We are up to $10 in super chats right now. This is a look at the Real One shirt. $10. $10. You enter the raffle to win this Real One shirt. So you send in a 10. Your name goes on a list, and we'll announce the winner at the end of the game. And, of course, you're going to have to send me an email to claim your prize and stick around with us. You can get one if you don't want to take the chance of losing at chatsports.com/realone. We'll put that link in the chat.
I know Sixers fans, oh no, it's Celtics fans who are upset at the broadcast.
Yesterday, or no, for Game 6?
No, the entire series.
Entire series, yeah.
I was going to bring up, you guys are happy, no more Doris Burke, but then I realized it's actually the other way, and everyone's saying that Doris Burke is basically a 76ers fan.
Yeah, people have said that too, but it is good that we get a Mike Breen game. He was in Los Angeles on Friday, had a couple of really good calls. Were the calls better than us? I don't know. My call with Mike Breen's call and the Austin Reeves half-court buzzer beater, they were both electric, but interesting nonetheless.
It is cool to have Mike Breen. It's all fun and games until he drops a bang on your head when Tatum hits a three.
No doubt.
2 minutes left.
No doubt. And that will really hurt me. And I will feel personally attacked if that is in fact the case. All right, let's get to my keys here for Game 7. I think that whoever cooks from three-point range wins the basketball game. When the Boston Celtics, regular season and in the playoffs, and we talked about this ad nauseum during Game 6, shoot 40% or more from three-point range, they're pretty much unbeatable. James Harden, 1-14 when Scott Foster refs. Guess who's on the whistle today? Scott Foster. Tobias Harris, show your worth. 2 points in 40-plus minutes in Game 6 is atrocious. It's embarrassing. And I hope that Tobias Harris feels embarrassed by that. Joel Embiid, Sixers' legacy is on the line, but James Harden's playoff legacy is on the line. So too is Doc Rivers. Can Doc Rivers finally get over the hump? These figures here are disgusting. And by the way, if you want to give me a follow on Twitter, @Chase_Senior, I'm going to get the blue check mark back any hour, any day now. This is gross here. I tweeted it out, @Chase_Senior. You see it below me. Doc Rivers, 17-32 record in series clinching games. That's the worst in the NBA. He has lost 9 straight second round closeout opportunities. The Celtics are 8-1 in their last 9 elimination games against the Sixers, and the Sixers haven't beaten Boston in a playoff series since 1982. A figure, though, working in the favor of the 76ers. Boston at home in the playoffs the last 2 years, 5-7. We're moments away from tip. 63 people watching live. Starting 5 for Philadelphia, James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. There was some chatter that PJ Tucker would not be in the starting lineup. He will be in the starting lineup. Then the Sixers are anchored by the big man, the MVP, Joel Embiid, whose legacy is on the line, as I said. If he has a big game, it goes down in history as one of the great Sixers performances. Starting 5 for the Celtics, going to be the same one as it was for Game 6 when they forced the Sixers to have the worst offensive output of the entire season. Bad timing for Philly. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, no Derek White. Instead, it's going to be Robert Williams alongside Al Horford, and of course, the Celtics anchored by their superstar in Jayson Tatum. We have 70 people watching live. If you are pumped for Game 7, I need you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. And if you're pumped up as well, I need you to hit that thumbs up icon, like the video right now, especially if you love this basketball team and you believe that they can win. Man, we're about to get underway here from Boston. Game 7, everything is on the line. We're hoping to break some more records here on the show. Our record for Super Chats on this channel is $130. We beat that last game. And we beat that last game after we had beat the previous record the game before Game 5 with $100 in Super Chats. We're up to 10 right now, so we're off to a fantastic start. And if you send in a $10 Super Chat, you enter the raffle to win a Real Ones shirt. Our Super Chat menu, $5 beer cheers, $10. Your name gets entered into a raffle to win a Real Ones shirt. $20, we take some shots. $50, I'll do a beer bong with the Freedom Funnel here, the Eagle, America's icon, birthplace of America. See what I'm saying? And for a $50 Super Chat, beer bong or shotgun, as I said. And if we get to $100 in total, we are 90 away, ladies and gentlemen. We're pulling out the margaritas here. Kira bought me a couple of these, sent them to me for Mother's Day, because she knows today is a little bit of a difficult day. But if the Sixers win, it's going to become a great day. And Mom Duke's watching from up above. Our sub battle. If you're coming across this show for the first time, we do Sixers content year-round. We are approaching 10,000 subscribers, and if the Sixers continue to make a run, there's no doubt we're going to be able to get there. If they don't, our coverage will continue, though, because the grind doesn't stop. 9,100 subs here on 76ers now. Boston Celtics today. It's been around a little bit longer. Can we close the gap, though? 15,224 on Celtics today. We can at least beat them today on the floor. Super Chats, subs, as well as likes too. So make sure you hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. They have 220 people watching live right now, 50 likes. We have about 80 people watching live, 32 likes. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up icon and like the video, do so right now. Eagles fan, if I donate $500, what will I get? If you donate $500, we will get you a custom Sixers jersey with your name on the back, whatever number you want. That's what we'll do for you if you donate $500. I'm not even kidding. A Sixers jersey with your name, whatever number that you want. We'll order it here. We'll debut it on the show. We'll give you a shout out, and then we're going to send you that jersey if you send in a $500 super chat. No jokes. Straight face right here. All right, game is about to begin here in just a couple of minutes. Who you got? 76 for the 76ers. Type C for the Celtics. Who are you rolling with here this afternoon? Please let us know. Who you got? Ron, Sixers. Walter Miller, Sixers. Joe Ramos, Sixers. Nicole, Sixers. Eagles fan said it's Kylie. Kylie? You send in a $500 super chat? Kylie Sixers jersey. We debut it on the show and we send it your way. Continue to get those predictions in. Let's ride. We're giving shout outs to everybody right now. Nicole, Sixers. Chandler, Sixers. Eagles fan, Sixers. King Sin. What 76ers if I was to bet Celtics, though? A lot of Sixers fans feeling that way. Giordano Molina, Sixers. Free fall fakey, good day, mate. 76ers. Martin, am I allowed to remain neutral like Switzerland? Yes, you can. Buck Foston from Kyle Coughlin, yes. Dylan Haskins, what if I donate $1,000 for real? If you donate $1,000, which is actually impossible unless you send me a Venmo and a Super Chat. Super Chat during one day, YouTube only allows you to send $500 at a time. So the jersey still applies. The jersey still applies if you send in $500. That's all that we need. That's all that we need. TTC Roblox, Sixers. Claire, Sixers. Let's go Sixers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers. We are beating Celtics in Super Chats, by the way. $10 to 0. $10 to 0. And because Lion Fighter, LFX, the real one, sent us in a Super Chat a little bit earlier, cracking a drink. Beer cheers to everybody out there. Celtics going to be rocking their green jerseys. Sixers in their white threads.
Chase, I haven't asked you yet. Scale 1 to 10, chat sports style, confidence level.
5 or 6.
5 or 6. Why
5
not,
or 6 at the Sixers
why not
win.
7.6?
Yeah. That's a good one. 7.6 like Lion Fighter Super Chat.
Oh, I forgot the Sixers have Montrezl Harrell. No PT for him, huh?
No playing
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, he's been bad.
What team was he on when he was like a Six-Man of the Year candidate a couple years
That was
back?
on the Clippers.
Clippers, that's right.
Clippers,
yeah.
then he switched sides and went to the Lakers. And then he fell off there, and then he went to the Hornets last year.
Yeah, after that year where him and Lou Will both finished like top 3 and 6-man, he's been one of the worst big men in the NBA.
Yeah, he's been bad. He got some PT early in the season, Montrezl Harrell, but then Doc realized, he's probably washed. He can't even get like Energizer minutes.
Yeah,
and when they got blown out in Game 2, he still didn't sniff the floor.
Who is the backup center? Oh, Paul Reed.
Paul Reed. Kyle Coughlin. Flyers Bruins 2010 Eastern Conference Finals overcame a 3-0 first period deficit to beat the Bruins. Yes, that is exactly right. And I think that was in 2010 yesterday. 2010 yesterday. Also, do we have that picture of Sam Hinkie?
Yeah.
10 years ago, Sam Hinkie was named the general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers. 10 years later, does the process come full circle? Let's hope so, man. We fucking need it. Go Sixers. Joel Embiid, Robert Williams going to tip it off from center circle. The tip is up. Robert Williams wins it. Hopefully that's the only win for the Celtics today. Celtics rock the start. Rob Williams takes the feed from Jayson Tatum. Dribble handoff to Jaylen Brown. 3-point shot. It's short off the mark. Sixers basketball. So 16 seconds in. Celtics missed their first look. JB misses the three from the left wing.
I tell you what, this Celtics crowd is...
It's electric.
Yeah, I mean, it is unbelievable.
Joel Embiid takes the pass from Maxey. Straight away from the three-point arc. Dribble handoff to James Harden. Harden into the lane. Back out to Embiid. Shot clock at 5. He's going to back down Horford. Sends it to Harden. Wide open three. No good. P.J. Tucker battles for the rebound. Marcus Smart pulls it down. James Harden with the steal. And he's going to rise up for the slam. Only his third dunk of the year. He had a dunk in Game 6. That was his first slam since October. Sixers get on the board first. Great anticipation from James Harden. Robert Williams into the lane. Floater off the mark. Jaylen Brown rebound on the tip out. And he lays it in past Joel Embiid. Sixers had an opportunity at the loose ball to pick up the loose change. Embiid on the tip out, but Brown scooped it up. 2-2. Minute 15 in. Maxey thought about a three. Goes to Embiid. Back to Harden. Harden guarded by Smart. That's a switch from the Celtics. Jaylen Brown's been guarding him a lot. Embiid will back him down. Rises up for the mid-range. Rims out. Tatum rebound. Celtics push. Tatum guarded by P.J. Tucker. Into the lane. Lost his footing. To Marcus Smart in the corner. Back to Tatum. To Horford from straight away. Three-point shot, no good. Tyrese Maxey rebound.
It's obviously a game. Oh.
Loft pass to Embiid. He's wide open down low to a wide open Tobias Harris. His three-pointer. No good. Sixers need Toby tonight. 2 points in 40-plus minutes in Game 6. Missed a wide-open look there. He needs to knock one down to get his confidence going a little bit. Jaylen Brown into the lane. Runner. Pure.
It's obviously Game 7, Chase, but I just love how everyone is so locked in. I don't think I've ever seen 10 players on a court all look this locked in at the same time.
That's why Game 7s are so awesome. Harden out to P.J. Tucker. He was grinding last night at TD Garden until 1 a.m. He posted it on his Instagram story. Awful shot. Way short. Tatum going to drive through the lane. Slams it home. Jayson Tatum gets on the board. First quarter field goal made since Game 3. Celtics up 6-2. Crowd goes nuts. Maxey to Embiid. One-on-one against Horford. Face up. Mid-range. Doesn't get the shooter's roll. Tatum with the rebound. Outlet to Jaylen Brown. Celtics going for the early kill shot here. Shot clock down to 12. Tatum directing traffic to a wide open Horford in the lane. To Robert Williams. Slams it home on Embiid. 8-2 Celtics. No Doc Rivers timeout. He's going to let him play. Harden comes off the Embiid screen. Into the lane, kick out, Maxey wide open for three, got it. Sixers needed it badly. Maxey said, I don't want to go to Boston with any other group than this one. First shot, cash money, 8-5 Boston.
Maxey making that three paid off Doc Rivers' decision not to call a timeout.
Great point. Tatum into the lane, gets some space on P.J. Tucker. Tip out rebound to Horford, or to Harden. Harden, outlet pass to Tobias Harris, slams it down in traffic. 5-0 Sixers run, 8-7, 4 minutes into this first quarter. The Harden-Horford pronunciation for me, very difficult at
Double
times.
H's.
Jaylen Brown, elbow extended jumper, rims out. Robert Williams nearly with the rebound. Instead, it goes to the Sixers. Harden to Embiid, poked away by Horford. Celtics have it. They don't have numbers, though. Smart nearly walked. Whistle silent. Tatum, guarded by Maxey. A little bit of a height mismatch here. Robert Williams into the lane. Whip around pass to Smart. Lost the basketball. Turnover Celtics. The Sixers surviving that 8-2 early push from Boston here.
I think Philadelphia has played excellent defense so far. And one thing that is really of note to me, with Robert Williams and Al Horford on the court for the Celtics, that could allow them to get a lot of offensive rebounds. Not really any so far.
Maxey to Tucker again. Tucker for three. Cashes it in. P.J. Tucker from the corner. Sixers take the lead. 8-0 run. Very similar start to Game 5 when the Celtics scored a couple of buckets early. Then the Sixers went on that spurt. Tucker, awful miss from that same corner on his first try. Swishes it home on the second. The assist from Tyrese Maxey. 100 people watching live. Let's go. 40 likes. Hit that thumbs up icon. Like the video. And if you're new to the show for the first time, make sure you subscribe. If you love the Sixers, make some noise. If you're not at the game at TD Garden, make some noise in the chat. Like the video. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Kyle Coughlin, Sixers using that Drano. TTC Roblox, typing that 76ers in the chat. Walter Miller, playoff P3. Oh, this is going to be a brand burner. A barn burner, you mean, Walter Miller? I hope so, man. I hope so. We need it. Nicole, let's go. Lavithan, 76ers. Let's go, Sixers.
Certainly an interesting start here, Chase. The Celtics jumped out to an early 8-2 lead.
Yep.
They were playing with a lot of intensity, as expected, at home in a Game 7. Doc Rivers could have called a timeout, elects not to, and then it gets paid off immediately by a Tyrese Maxey wide-open corner three, a long rebound, outlet to Tobias Harris for a big-time slam, and then a P.J. Tucker corner three, nothing but net, to make it a 10-8 game.
Yep. Yeah, Maxey with the big three when Doc Rivers didn't call that timeout. Like, that was huge for the Sixers' confidence. You had the outlet from James Harden to Tobias Harris. He gets on the board. He's matched his point total here in 4 minutes as compared to what he had in 42 last game. And then P.J. Tucker posted on his Instagram story last night. Late night lab hours. He was at TD Garden around midnight, 1 o'clock a.m. It paid off. I'm sure that he was just shooting corner three after corner three. Missed the first. Good redemption on the second.
You remember that Family Guy skit where they're playing the basketball video game and there's a glitch and it allows you to shoot corner threes like layups, and Peter Griffin keeps on going, corner three, steal, corner three. That's PJ Tucker.
Fantastic. Brian Alexander, 76ers, let's go Philly. We do have a break in action here, so let's take this time to show you our Super Chat menu. Couple of cool things cooked up. So if you send us a 5, we're going to do a beer cheers here. It's Sunday, fun day. Let's celebrate a Sixers dub. If you send us a $10 Super Chat, you enter the raffle to win a Real One shirt. So the value of these shirts online, like $27, $28, here they are here. You can get it for $10 Super Chat. Your name enters the raffle for you to win it. $20 shot. $50 beer bong or a shotgun. We have the Freedom Funnel beer bong here. And if we get to 100 in total, ladies and gentlemen, we are 90 away. We're pulling out some margs for my mom. It's Mother's Day. She unfortunately passed away back in 2018. Love margaritas, though. So let's pop the top if we get to $100 margs for mom. Thanks to Kira for sending me those, by the way. So that is our Super Chat menu. Let's get it. Coming back from commercial break on ABC, Mike Breen, Mark Jackson on the call. Mark Jackson, by the way, getting interviewed by the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, I tell you what, if Milwaukee Bucks hire Mark Jackson to be their next coach, Giannis Antetokounmpo will not be a Buck in 2 years.
Yeah, might not be. He started with Jason Kidd, then Bud.
Is Van Gundy not on the call either? Or is it just
I didn't
just
see
Mark?
him at first.
That's a good point. I didn't see him either.
Yeah.
Maybe they decided to give Jeff the day off.
Maybe. Tatum at the line. Knocks down the first free throw.
I'm surprised they call that shooting. I mean, I know they called a blocking foul, but I thought it was more on like a bump with the body on the drive. I don't really think he was going up with it.
Tatum, career Game 7, 24 points, 45% on field goals, 47% from three. Is he due for a clunker? Is Doc Rivers due for a big win in a closeout game? James Harden slings it to his left to P.J. Tucker. Hands it off to Maxey. Maxey looking for somewhere to go. He finds Harden on the dribble handoff to a wide open Tucker. Tucker for three again! And again he got it! P.J. Tucker's second three of the day. Sixers up 13-10. Tatum drives. Good help defense from Embiid. Tatum wants to try to break him down. Now he gets guarded by P.J. Tucker. Out up top to Jaylen Brown. Shot clock at 9. Wants to try to dribble, break down Tobias Harris. Good defense from Toby. Bad miss from JB. Maxey thought about a three from the right wing. Good defense, though, from Brown to jump up. Harden has it straight away to Tucker. Again, thought about a three. Embiid, elbow extended. Back to Harden. Pump fake to Tucker. Layup. Got it. PJ Tucker, 8 points early. There was some chatter about Doc Rivers benching him. Right decision so far. Smart looked to the backdoor cut to Jaylen Brown. Instead, goes behind him to Jayson Tatum. His floater can't get it to go. Robert Williams extends the possession with the rebound and throw back in bounds. Shot clock at 7. Tatum, baseline, guarded by Harris. Great defense from Harris. Better offense from Tatum. Drains it off one leg. Looking like Dirk Nowitzki with that fadeaway off the one leg. Tatum, 6 points, 2 of 4. 3 rebounds, 6 points, more than he's had in the first quarter of the last couple of games. Maxey, open 3 from the right wing. Just shy. Rob Williams, rebound. Tatum, far side right wing. He's trying to cook. Good defense from Toby again, but Toby reached in. And I think Tatum went knee to knee with Harris because Harris is now down in pain.
Ooh, he looks like he's really hurting too. You hope this is only just a knee bump.
I think it's a knee bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad knee bump. When you go knee to knee, it's extremely painful. Knee to thigh, it's like an automatic dead leg, you know?
You know what's interesting is I don't know who bumped who initially, but Tatum doesn't even feel a thing, and Harris is on the ground in pain.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the receiver feeling the pain, and that's what Harris was there. Year-round Sixers content right here on 76ers Now. I'll tell you what, at times on the calendar, I'm very busy covering the NFL, but we're about to really ramp up our coverage to streamline this channel and give you the best Sixers content out there. So when you subscribe, turn on your notice. Therefore, anytime we go live for a watch party like this, hopefully more in the Eastern Conference Finals, or anytime we push out a video, you will be notified. I'm looking at the numbers here for how many subscribers we had to start the show. Let's see how many subs we were able to pick up so far. We started the day, 9,022 subs because last game we got to 9K. And so far here, we've been able to pick up a couple subscribers. So good stuff by everybody. We certainly appreciate that. Good stuff. Break in action, you're not missing anything. But we don't take commercial breaks here.
Tell you what, PJ Tucker might be the living embodiment of the meme I told you guys about earlier. Corner 3.
Corner 3.
Corner 3. It's interesting, though, because I feel as if PJ Tucker has not got a lot of love on offense, and I get he's not an offensive talented player. He's a one-trick pony with the corner threes and maybe get a layup. But what I've seen from Doc Rivers and the Philadelphia offense so far in this game is almost how Miami Heat used him last year.
Yeah.
Only corner threes and use him in pick and roll in the corner.
Yeah.
And then have, when you double like a Harden or like Jimmy Butler when he was on Miami, you could dump it to PJ and either let him take that floater around the rim or kick it out for another 3. And PJ Tucker averaged 8+ points last year for Miami. He's already got 8 points today. When they use him in that corner 3 and then baseline pick and roll screener, I think that's where he's best on offense, and it's really come to play on the road so far.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, what a great early performance here from PJ Tucker. 8 points already. And I was looking at the sub numbers. We actually started today, 9,108 subscribers. We've been able to pick up 12 new subscribers. So
nice.
Appreciate everybody for supporting the content. And if we want to go way into Super Chat battle, 0 for Celtics so far, 10 for 76ers now. So the Sixers leading by 3. 15-12, 5:15 left in the first quarter. We're also beating our Celtics stream in Super Chats because what we decided to do today, look, since I'm a Philadelphia guy and I really wanted to go off on this team after that Game 6 loss, we decided to do separate streams. Our Celtics host is actually working today doing the Celtics stream. And me, I get to go through the emotions with everybody here on 76ers Now. So we're up $10 to 0. in our Super Chat battle with Boston Celtics today. We'll update those figures and show you. But if you send in a $10 Super Chat, you enter the raffle to win a Real One shirt. Tobias Harris jogging on the sideline. He's going to tie his shoe and come in after this Jayson Tatum free throw in which he misses the front end. Walter Miller is playoff P back. Playoff PJ Tucker. Hope so. JH, Embiid snoozing. Look, you're up by 3. Embiid has to get going. There's no doubt about that. He hasn't been as assertive or aggressive like he was in that monster game 5. Maxey, couple of big plays. Tobias Harris on the board. PJ Tucker with 8 of the Sixers' 15 points. And let's be real, as Tatum cashes in the second free throw, Malcolm Brogdon, Derek White checking in for Boston as DeAnthony Melton checks in for the Sixers. It's Melton.
Small lineup.
Small lineup outside of Embiid because PJ Tucker's out. So Embiid, guarded by Tatum. Free throw line extended. Going to spin into the lane, stripped by Tatum. Marcus Smart steal. Melton deflects the shot from Smart. He misses the layup. Now here come the Sixers. In the lane, Harden, alley-oop to Harris. He missed it. Harden, he'll reset the offense though. Harden should have taken that himself.
I feel like Harden's been too passive this early on.
He beats Derek White off the dribble. Shot up. No foul called. Tatum into the lane. Bounce pass. White out to Smart. Thought about a 3. Pulled it down. To his right to Brogdon. Tries to beat Melton off the dribble. Spin move. Could have been a walk. Don't call it. Smart. 3. Good. Celtics take the lead. 16-15. Crowd is just unbelievable today in Boston. Sixers 3 of 7 from 3. Celtics 1 of 3. Toby looking for Embiid. Pop pass out to Melton. Got his man in the air. He'll drive. Kick out Maxey. Maxey baseline Jay. Off the mark, but DeAnthony Melton there for the tip in. Couple of good extra effort plays from Melton. The first defensively on the Smart transition layup try. Then the tip in. Sixers retake the lead, 17-16. Brogdon lines up a 3. Too strong. Harris climbs the ladder for the rebound. He'll then push. Into the lane. Midi. Pure. Tobias Harris, 5 points early. No, 4 points early. Sixers up 19-16. Harris 2 of 3. He has more points already than he did all of last game. Derek White missed. Then it's tipped out, I believe, on Tobias Harris. That's all they're going to call it. So the Celtics will keep the basketball here.
I like that from Tobias Harris early.
Yeah.
I like him when he's getting downhill, getting to the rim, or stopping and hitting those little 10, 12-foot mid-range shots. I don't like him as a spot-up three-point shooter, which I think that's how they use him sometimes.
Yeah.
I like him how I just mentioned before.
I agree. And he's had to be a spot-up shooter just because of the roster construction. Speaking of threes, Tatum will take one. No good. Joel Embiid, rebound. Under 3 to go here in the first. He's going to try to take Horford. What a strong layup from Embiid. Took it up the length of the floor. Embiid finally with his first field goal. Hasn't gotten to the line either. Tatum nearly blocked by Embiid, but he lays it in. Frenetic pace here the last couple of possessions. 21-18, Sixers advantage. Harris, guarded by Brogdon, has the size advantage here. Can he back him down? Kick out to Embiid. Steps up for a 3. No good. Embiid remains cold. Legacy game for him so far hasn't showed up. Brogdon cuts through the lane. Wide open Tatum. Pump fake. Drive. Swatted away by Embiid. Volleyball spike from Joel.
That was one of the meanest rejections I've ever seen. That one felt like body language from Embiid, like silently told him something I could not say on air.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was mean.
F you. I'll say it. Derek White from the elbow. Backs it back out to Brogdon. To Jaylen Brown. Into the lane. Stripped. I thought the ball was tipped off Jaylen Brown's leg. Let's take a look here. It's too close to reverse because it might have hit Tucker's jersey on the spin out of bounds.
Sixers fan favorite Scott Foster on the call.
Shot clock at 5. White into the lane. Blocked by Melton. Is that a shot clock violation?
Just out on White.
Out on White. Shot clock went down to 0.6, though. Good defense from Melton.
Look what Melton has brought off the bench early on. He had an offensive rebound putback tip, and I think he's played really well defensively.
Yeah, he was terrible in Game 6. Good early showing for him. Maxey thought about a 3. Instead, he'll drive. Euro into the lane. Fouled. He'll go to the line. Love the Sixers' aggressiveness here early. Let's go. 21-18. Sixers with the advantage here. 1:43 left in this first quarter. Maxey to the line. Last 3 games, he's been great. That free throw in. Who you got? Game 7. S for the Sixers, C for the Celtics. Family King, Sixers. Roblox, 76. Maxey, 2 of 2 from the stripe. 5 points in the early going. 23-18, Sixers extend their lead by 2. 90 seconds left here in the first quarter. Brown in the corner will drive on Tucker. Layup blocked by Embiid. Maxey will push the other way. Scoop pass to Embiid. Fouled. Layup good. Embiid to the line. Opportunity to put the Sixers up by 8. JoJo getting it done on both ends. What a bad fake beard by that guy. That is terrible.
I had nothing to do but laugh. Oh, it was actually blocked by Melton there.
Melton's second block?
Yeah.
Wow.
They showed the close replay, and Melton's hand actually got on it before Embiid got there.
Embiid was there too. Free throw good. Embiid now, 6 points. 11-2 Sixers run. Up by 8. Tatum, path apart. Embiid nearly blocked the shot. They're going to call a foul. But the foul is on the floor. See, that's weird. I thought that should have been a shooting foul. The 2 others I thought were on the floor, though. That's good defense from Melton.
Yeah, I don't think there was a foul on Melton. The only foul that I saw, and I don't even think they should have called this one, was Embiid's little body that he got Tatum with.
Tatum rip-through move off the glass and through.
Got to be honest, I can't believe they didn't call a foul on that one.
Yeah, me too. Tatum did a good job of engaging contact. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Embiid to his left to Maxey left wing. Embiid now has it just inside the arc. Top of the key. Celtics thought about a double team. Embiid, fade away, well short. Tucker fights for it. That's out on the Celtics. Shot clock at 4. Shot clock at 4. Game clock at 45.9. Good defense from Horford, man. He's so good on Embiid. One of the only players in the league who can guard him consistently from start to finish. Melton will inbound. Maxey into the lane. Tucker, wide open 3. Yes! P.J. Tucker again! Third 3 of the first quarter. Sixers' largest lead at 9.
What happened to his jersey?
29-20. They ran an action in which Maxey went down the middle. He was open. Celtics collapsed, leaving Tucker wide open in the corner. Ripped jersey and all. He drains it. 11 first quarter points for Tucker.
What is happening?
Game clock 38, shot clock 18. Tatum drives, kicks to Horford for 3. The answer. Got it. Game clock 30, shot clock 22. 8-second difference here. Maxey walks it up. Standing on the Celtics logo. Shot clock down to 10. Looks as though it could be Maxey's possession. Comes off the Embiid screen. Maxey to Tucker. Again for 3. This time no good. 10 seconds left. Horford goes to Brogdon. 7, 6, 5. Brogdon thought about a 3. Step back long 2. No good. Fight for the rebound. Sixers get it. Melton heave after the buzzer. Great first quarter for Philadelphia here. 29 points. P.J. Tucker, who averaged 5 points up to this point in this series, 11 first quarter points. 3 threes. Who you got? S for the Sixers, C for the Celtics. About as good of a start as you'll get for Philadelphia. About as good of a start as you'll get from the Sixers. Rishi, Sixers. Roblox, 7-6. Nicole, Sixers.
How much did you guys pay Scott Foster?
How much are we paying PJ
How
Tucker?
much did you guys pay Scott
Coop,
Foster?
Get the fuck out of here,
rich.
dude.
That's rich.
How much did you guys
Get
pay
the F out
How
of
about
here.
Tatum getting 2 calls that should have been on the floor, but he went to the line?
How about the last one? That should have been a shooting foul. They called it on the floor.
Since when
Okay, how
you were
about
a
PJ
Celtics
Tucker,
fan,
3
Coop?
threes in the
That's
first
unbelievable.
quarter?
Since when are you a Celtics fan?
I'm a Marcus Smart fan.
F
Fuck
you.
out of here, dude.
Get out of
Celtics
here.
fans are in the studio.
Go watch the lottery on
Type
Tuesday
boo.
night, loser.
Type boo. Type boo. Boo.
Chase, I just saw your tweet about Meek Mill playing. You like that touch?
That was good, man.
I was
that
on
was
the
good.
odds. I had like 7
You didn't know
Meek
when I
Mill
was coming
songs
in,
lined up.
so that was pretty damn good, man.
So I had my own little J. Cole playlist going, and then I was like, you know what? I want to listen to Blue Notes. I love that song, and I was like, you know what? Let's just keep the Meek Mill flow running. And I
Yeah.
had like 8 songs lined up.
That was awesome.
Who you got? Let's give some shout outs.
Yeah, give some shout outs to
We
the
got
people.
Family King saying boo. Nicole, boo. Family King, boo.
Boo.
Colin saying go Sixers. Kyle says, isn't Coop a Dallas fan? That would be correct, Kyle. He's a loser. Matt Croner saying Woj. Oh, yeah, we already brought up the Woj tweet about the Celtics getting a lot of favored calls in Game 6. Let's say that. TTC Roblox saying 76. Rishi says Smart sucks. EAC says go Sixers. Walter Miller says it's about dreams for Philly and nightmares for Boston.
Let's go. I love
like
it.
that line, Walter. Oh, man. Kyle says, where's Trizzy when you need him? He could go over to Celtics today and punk Will and Coop. Ron says, rah. I don't know why you're saying that, but let your feelings be known. I like it.
Oh, man. 100 people watching live. We got up to like 1:30 there, but people dipped out since the first quarter came to a close.
Alan Gamble says, I'm here. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's all good. Alan Gamble, 10-9-8 76ers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sixers.
Well, since you're late, this is our Super Chat menu for
Here's our
the
Super
game.
Chat menu. We have a $5 Super Chat that came in, and we have a $7.60 Super Chat that came in from the homie LFX. We have yet to get a $10 Super Chat. So if we get one $10 Super Chat and no others, you'll automatically win our Real One shirt. So $5 beer cheers. I did one of those. $10, you enter the raffle to win one of our Real One shirt. This was a hit last game. $20 shots, $50 for a beer bong or a shotgun. If we get to 100 total, we are 90 away. We're pulling out the marks for Mom. Sixers turn it over to start the first quarter.
Over and back. The officials coming to talk this one over. Philadelphia is saying the ball was tipped by Boston. And they're going to stay with the call on the floor. That
It was tipped.
Oh, but Tobias said it right there. You can't do that.
But with this momentum,
Wait, now they're giving it back to Philly.
yeah, so his momentum carried him over. Now, Nick, you and I probably know he could have stopped at half court.
I mean,
But we'll take the call from Foster.
listen, I'm looking at this. He touches it. I think that should be
He was
over and
continuing
back.
his dribble, though. Hey, 13-4 discrepancy last game. Let's get one. George Niang in the game.
I'm not an official, but I certainly felt like that should have been Boston ball.
Inbound to Harden. Harden misses the three. My gosh,
Suppose
please show
ball
up in
doesn't
a big
lie.
game. Fuck. Brown for three. Drains it on the other end.
That's the definition, Chase, of ball doesn't lie.
Celtics within three. 29-26. Brown has 7 points. 1 of 2 from three. 3 of 8 from the field. Harden to Niang. Niang in the corner to Harris. Harris will drive on Brogdon. Leans in. Foul called on Brogdon.
I like that. Get inside. Take middies, get to the rim, force them to make a call. Stop settling for three-point jumpers if you're Tobias Harris. That's what I like to see, and what you should want to see if you are a Sixers fan. Will the 76ers win? If you want them to, like the video to make sure they do. 112 people watching, 52 likes. Let's get that number up to 65-70. Tobias Harris does make the first free throw to make it a 4-point game. Harris has already got 5. Can make it 6 at the line. He does.
Now he has 6. (31-26), Sixers on top. Brown guarded by Melton. Melton's played well so far after a no-show in Game 6. Brown switches on to Paul Reed. Long 3, rims out. Robert Williams with the rebound. He lost the basketball. Turnover. Harris picks it up. He'll hand it off to Melton. Melton to Niang. Niang for 3! No good. Brown with the rebound. You need the role players to hit some threes, especially early to get comfortable. Brogdon with Melton guarding him. Picked up his dribble to Brown. Brown guarded by Niang. Look out. Niang tipped it away. Niang will dive for it, but it's Sixers basketball.
You know, I thought it was off Jaylen Brown's back heel.
So did I.
That's why I didn't know why Niang was diving for it.
Niang wasn't sure.
He does dive for it, and then for that reason of him diving for it, I thought the official would give it was off Niang.
It was off Niang.
Wow.
Don't review it. Sixers basketball.
Back-to-back calls that go in Philly's favor.
Harden in the mid-range area. Rises up for the jumper. Shot nearly blocked. Melton gets it back.
Is that not
Melton back to Harden. Harden guarded by White. Tries to gain leverage on a mid-range jumper. Finally going to the line.
Was that not goaltending?
I thought it was close.
Unless it was tipped and they considered it a loose ball. But that initial one, Robert Williams hit the ball. It was not going to hit the rim, but
now,
it was equal with the rim.
This foul call is interesting because Harden extended his arm. Then when he went through to gather, to shoot, White's arm was in there. Couple early fouls going the Sixers' way somehow.
Yeah, I will say, for you Sixers fans, I feel like the whistle has favored Philadelphia early on. We're going to commercial already? It's only 10 minutes to go in the quarter.
Wow.
Did someone call timeout or something? Or is it just Game 7 and Adam Silver wants all the ad revenue?
Exactly.
I'll never forget that Warriors-Lakers game where it was 5 commercials in a 3-minute span.
Yeah, for real. 130 people watching live. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Closing in on 10,000 subscribers. Will the Sixers win? Like the video to make sure they do. And sub for Sixers dubs. At Let's Check, 9,120 people were subscribed. We've picked up 6 more subscribers. We appreciate y'all. And I'll do this. If we get, normally the value is $50. If we get a $20 super chat, I'm shotgunning this beer right here. $20 and that enters you into the raffle to win a Real One shirt. Has to happen in the next 2 minutes though. $20, a shotgun, and your name gets entered into the raffle to win this shirt, and you'd be the only one as of right now with the $10 or more super chat. Just saying.
You could be in the driver's seat.
Could be in the driver's seat.
Free shirt.
Could be in the driver's seat.
What was it, usually $30?
Yeah.
With tax, shipping?
Yeah. Good deal. Let's go.
Family King saying Celtics. I like that. I like that.
I like that too.
So they used their challenge. I didn't know they did that. The Celtics are challenging the foul call on Derek White with the James Harden shot.
I hope it stays with the Sixers and Missoula burns his only challenge.
And I tell you what, I don't care if they win the challenge. Burning it in the early second quarter on a foul call on Derek White?
Yes.
Joe Mazzulla, You know what?
What are you doing?
I think he should be fired even if they win this game and Brad Stevens comes down from the heavens and coaches.
Come on.
I mean, this is just ridiculous.
I mean, they owe us 9 fouls. Sixers have gotten about 3 so far. Make this the 4th.
So it is evening it out a little bit.
Show that photo again. By the way, 20, shotgun, real one raffle. Too good of a deal to pass up. And, of course, your support of the show goes a real long way. Woj tweeted this out before the game. Interesting dynamic approaching Game 7. NBA's officiating game report shared that the Sixers got fucked in Game 6. 13 officiating errors, disadvantaging Philadelphia to 4, disadvantaging Boston. Now, we're probably up to about 13-7 on that total tally from last game.
So they kept the call.
Harden to the line? So did he lose his challenge?
Seems that way.
Did he lose his challenge on that?
What a coaching blunder from Joe Mazzulla.
Hold on.
Who has had certainly a lot of those in this playoff run.
Do we know if he burned his challenge there?
Paul B says Chase and Rowley versus Will and Coop today. Chase and Rowley wins.
Chase and Rowley versus Will and Coop. It ain't even close.
I mean, realistically,
from knowing ball to the quality of the broadcast, come on. 2 at the line for Harden. Hits both. 1 of 5 from the field. Not awful. Needs to be better. 4 points, 4 assists. Smart. Ooh. Dribble drive.
Great
swings through Niang. Good recovery defense after he got beat initially. Melton pushes into the lane. Blocked. Sixers retain the basketball.
Melton with an unbelievable play in the defensive end. Smart driving baseline. Melton undercuts him. Not like actually, but like dives in front of him. Smart has to get out of the way, and then he turns it over. Great play by Melton.
Paul Reed, dribble handoff to Melton. He'll drive into the lane. Layup, good! Over the outstretched fingertips of Rob Williams. Sixers up by 9. 35-26. Brown, Euro, back out to Brogdon. Pump fake, into the lane, mid-range. Now sends it to Smart. Smart to Brogdon in the corner. Beats Reed off the dribble. Layup blocked by Harden. Ball in the air. Shot clock violation on Boston. Good defense from the Sixers.
Sixers have played some really good defense. I mean, we are, 15 minutes into this game? Boston has 26 points. That is incredible defense.
Sixers up by 9. Embiid been off the floor to start this second quarter, and the Sixers extend their lead. Harden looking to cook Brogdon. 1-on-1. Top of the key. Mid-range jumper. Out on Boston. What? They're going to say it's out on Paul Reed. Embiid will check back in. I think the Celtics will counter here with Al Horford. They're not going to let Embiid come back in. They will allow Tatum to substitute. It was Doc trying to counter the Tatum substitution with Embiid. Tatum, Smart, Rob Williams, Jaylen Brown, Brogdon on the floor for Boston. Reed, Harden, Niang, Melton, Maxey for the Sixers. Tatum into the lane, draws a foul.
He has gotten a lot of foul calls early.
When he goes downhill, he kind of leans his body forward, and given his size against undersized players like a Maxey, like a Melton, once he gets into that area, he just rises up, and it's impossible to not call the foul.
One thing he does a good job of, too, is Tatum misses the first free throw.
Second free throw miss of the day.
When he does that, he gets the ball low, like to his ankles almost. So when he comes, it brings it back up and looks to get to the shot. It's very hard for a defender not to either hit him on his arms with a hand or body, and that's how he gets to the line.
Yeah. Shout out to Family King. Continues to type and spam Eltics. You're one of our commenter MVPs, Family King. Doing it for the family. Tatum, off the back iron and in for that second free throw. 12 points for Tatum. He's been really good in this first half. 1-on-1 Embiid against Horford. Embiid slow to start. Can he pick it up? He's going to try to back him down. Ball batted away. A couple turnovers for Embiid so far. Tatum into the lane. Layup blocked again by Melton. Sixers 2-on-2. Now 3-on-3. The seas depart for Harden. He lost the goddamn basketball.
Brown is down and hurt.
Wide open layup, and he blew it.
Oh, this isn't good for Brown.
He already has that orbital fracture.
Yeah, and he's holding his face. I think he
Without the mask.
I think he ran into the stanchion, and this could be devastating.
Oh, it's not even a hard hit.
Oh, I thought he got hit there.
He didn't run into the stanchion, but he's going to claim that Harden hit him. Barely grazed him, but sensitive area, if that fracture isn't healed, for sure. And he's not wearing the mask in this game.
He started with the game with the mask.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Harden had a wide open layup, man. I mean, his big game struggles are unbelievable.
Can you just talk about,
he's bleeding.
Oh, that's a serious. Get the mask back on, Jaylen. It's a game 7. You got to
So he
imagine
did get
he's
hit
gonna
hard.
stay in and play. And they're reviewing it.
If they call this a flagrant,
shouldn't be anything.
Should not be a
not be
flagrant
anything.
foul. He went up and lost the ball. He went up for a layup, and on the upward action, that's when he elbowed Jaylen Brown.
I know we're
What's
worried
Steve
about.
Javy going to say?
It's not Javi.
Javy saying flagrant or a technical. Unbelievable. He lost the ball and went like this.
Yeah.
He was going to go up with two hands, and when he lost it, he went like that.
I don't agree with this call, but
They're going to call flagrant. I guarantee you they're going to call flagrant.
I do kind of want to just give a shout out, though, as we're waiting for this call, to DeAnthony Mellon.
Yeah.
He has been incredible. I think he has 3 blocks, Chase.
Yeah, he does.
Scott Foster, Eric Lewis, and Bill Kennedy. I got to be honest. Take away Scott Foster. This is one hell of a crew.
Yeah. Like, look, I know he's the extender. Foster's a good ref, but the trends are problematic when he referees a big game. Here's a call. Celtics fans will lose it here.
I do like Bill Kennedy, too. I think he's a good ref. And this is ref talk.
Doc Rivers 6-9 in Game 7s, by the way.
Oh, it's Julian Edelman.
Flagrant one. You knew it.
That's kind of a bit of a joke. Silver made the call, fellas.
Like, those plays are just basketball plays. Like, you can't tell me that when Harden rises up like that, he is thinking, as Brown tries to meet him at the rim, I am intentionally going to elbow him in the face. A flagrant foul has to be intentional. There has to be intent behind it.
Intent or excessive force is what the rule is,
Right.
and I don't think I saw any of them. Ironically enough, Scott Foster officiating Game 6 of Heat Knicks, Gabe Vincent was called for a flagrant one by accidentally forearming Jalen Brunson in the face on a swim move, trying to get free from close coverage. They also called that a flagrant one.
Yeah.
So some questionable flagrant one calls from Mr. Foster.
Man. 35-28. Brown hit the first free throw. Good on the second. Celtics basketball here. Could be a turning point in this game. Remember this moment here.
I mean,
If the Sixers don't respond, remember this moment.
Potential 5-point possession for Boston.
Yeah.
And now Boston's crowd
Boston's fans getting into it now. If the Celtics hit a 3 here, Tatum into the lane, alley-oop, Williams, slam.
Honestly, that might be worse than a 3.
35-31. Doc going to let him play here. Approaching 8. Tatum has 12, 5, and 2. Maxey, pass to Harden, stolen by Brown. Euro into the lane, layup, got it. 35-33. Sixers 9-point lead, trimmed to 2. 7-0 Celtics run, last minute 47.
And Doc's called a timeout.
Doc called a timeout. Got to slow the crowd up a little bit.
Yeah, Doc didn't call a timeout when the Celtics went on a run early in the first quarter, and it paid off for him as the Sixers responded with a couple threes and an 8-0 run of their own. This time doesn't, results in another steal, then calls the timeout. As Mr. Jeremy Chugs with a $2 super chat saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers. Let's get this dub, baby. Crypto Mikey says, Chase Sr., I guarantee Harden will cost us this game. Mark my words, it's ridiculous how many shots he's missing.
Chugs, appreciate you, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers. Yeah, Mikey, Harden, 1 of 6. He had the wide open layup. Actually, 2 wide open layups. He should have finished on Jaylen Brown on the flagrant, lost the basketball. There was a layup before that he should have finished as well. His lack of big game moments for a Hall of Fame player who's great, who's been great throughout his career, is baffling. And he's showing up here again today. Small game James Harden showing up again here today. And the Sixers in this game, James Harden, Joel Embiid, let's be frank, they've been bad. The fact that the Sixers were just up by 9 before that 7-0 run, wow, Celtics just got a $300 super chat.
What?
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
The fact that the Sixers are up by 2 and Embiid and Harden have combined for 9 points, they're getting about as good of a role player first half as they could get. And by the way, we were up on Celtics today in Super Chats, $12 to 0. I shit you not. They just got a $300 Super Chat. I saw...
Is it from someone we've seen before?
Walt Liquor, Springfield, Massachusetts. $300 Super Chat on Celtics today.
Is that their first?
So now our souls are departing our body.
Is that their first Super Chat?
First Super Chat.
Jesus.
Our souls are departing our body as the Sixers lose this advantage, and now we're getting our asses kicked in Super Chats. 300 to 12.
Oh, my.
Not good.
I don't even know what just happened.
Crypto Mikey, I could have made those layups. Look, if you put me on the floor, I got a wet jumper. I'd be knocking down some threes.
Was it? It's not someone from, like, Will's Dolphins?
I've never seen... No, the guy's from Springfield, Massachusetts. So $300 Super Chat on Celtics today.
That's insane.
Is anybody going to match that?
Oh, my God.
Anybody going to match that?
Are you kidding?
AA said Springfield, Mass. Let's go. Wow. Walter Miller, you've been doing your part. No doubt. No doubt. Maxey, far side. Celtics on a 7-0 run coming out of the Doc Rivers timeout. Embiid, guarded by Horford. Going to look to back him down. Mid-range jumper. Can't get it to fall. Embiid's been terrible in this game. Tatum to Horford. Horford wide open for 3 because Embiid couldn't get back on defense. Then Robert Williams put back, but they're going to call it on the floor.
This is not a good stretch for Philadelphia right now.
Loose ball foul, though. They'll go side out here. Rob Williams with P.J. Tucker on him. Not good.
It's a mismatch.
P.J. Tucker had 11 points in the first quarter. A big reason why the Sixers are somehow up by 2. Sixers in the second, though. 1 of 8 from the field. Celtics 3 of 8. Tatum, Euro, layup. Good defense by Embiid. That's the only thing he's done well today. Harden outlet to Tobias. Thought about a 3. Thought about it again. He'll pull it down. Embiid to his left to Harden. Shot clock at 10. Comes off the Embiid screen. Harden out to Toby for 3. Back iron, no good. Harden will fight for it. Loose ball foul, not called on Jaylen Brown. He tips it back inbounds.
Fight. Oh, my God, there's a fight.
Something happened after the play, a possible fight.
So something happened with Jaylen Brown in the corner. It was a foul on Jaylen Brown first. He grabbed James Harden, and then someone grabbed Jaylen Brown or something. I don't know.
Nobody grabbed Jaylen Brown. He almost fell into the bench, so somebody put their hands on his butt.
Oh, Niang grabbed his knee.
Niang has a history of being kind of a dirty player.
Watch right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a slight grab, nothing serious, but...
Are they going to call another flagrant here?
I wouldn't be surprised if something. I mean, listen, it wasn't like...
Sixers are imploding before our eyes.
It wasn't like a disgusting thing, and it was just a slight little grab, but you can't grab someone's knee when they're trying to, like, run away.
At first, I saw, because he almost went into the bench, so the angle that they're showing us now, somebody had their hands on Brown so that he didn't go into the bench, but Niang kind of swiped his leg a little bit. Look, now Brown lashed back. Mark Jackson's talking about Brown getting a technical.
I wouldn't be surprised if they double T this.
What if they throw out Niang?
I think that could be a real possibility. Because when you're on the bench, you can't do anything. They'll eject you if you come off the bench in a fight. What a interesting situation.
Double technical.
Because
they said George Niang gets the tech for grabbing Brown, and then Brown taunted the bench. So he gets teed up. But as Mike Breen noted, he had every right to turn to the bench. I mean, I'm not going to lie, Niang was kind of close to his sack, too.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was at first,
Yeah.
and then I saw the knee pull.
That's probably why Brown was like, dude, what are you doing? Now, they should have caught a foul originally on Brown, loose ball on Harden, because he wrapped Harden trying to go for that loose ball.
You could literally see Harden's jersey getting pulled.
Yeah. So, Celtics inbound here, all the momentum in the world. 35-33.
If Brown gets a bucket here, this place is going to erupt.
Tatum has it. He's going to drive, hand off to Robert Williams, layup on Embiid. Embiid's rim protection has not been that good. 9-0 Celtics run. We're tied up 35-35. Almost halfway gone here of this second quarter. Harden looking to go to Embiid. He's stuck by Horford, looking to back him down. Horford gives him no space. Shot clock at 5. Harden has it. In the lane. Floater. Yes.
Should have been and one.
Should have been an and one as well. Brown to Horford. Corner 3. Good.
You just simply cannot make a bucket in the half court and then not get back on defense and they hit a 3 with 3 seconds left into the shot clock.
That's on Embiid. Horford 2 3-pointers today. Harden to Tucker in the corner to Maxey. Maxey to Embiid. Embiid for 3. He needs it. Can't get it. Harden rebound. I can't believe what I'm watching. Embiid 15 minutes, 2 and 9 from the floor. Maxey into the lane, layup, tough one, got it to go! Tyrese Maxey puts the Sixers back on top, 39-38. Brown thought about a 3, he'll drive out to Horford, into the corner to Tatum. Shot clock at 12, Tatum will drive, on Embiid, got it to go. Embiid was late to get over. He beat his man initially. Tatum up to 14 points, he's been great in Game 7s, that trend continues. Harden into the mid-range. Turnover. Lost the basketball. Brown into the lane. Out to Robert Williams. To Tatum. Tatum guarded by Harris. Left wing, buying some time, thinking about a three. Now he wants to drive it. He'll spin, layup, good.
That was an incredible move.
Celtics up by 3.
This game is turned on its head.
4:30 left here in the half. Harden directing traffic. Lofts a pass to Embiid. Once again, one-on-one against Horford. Dribble through the legs, looking to back him down. Rip through, move. Baby hook is good.
Tell you what, Al Horford is just daring Joel Embiid to take a mid-range jump.
Horford thought about another three. To Williams, into the lane. Runner, no good. Long rebound to Tucker. Battles for it. Brown dives. Sixers basketball.
That's just Game 7.
Game 7.
Right,
great effort here from both sides.
Look at the effort.
Great effort, man, from both sides here, and the nerves are unbelievable for both fan bases.
Yeah, how you feeling?
Bad. I don't like the way that this game is trending. A super chat would really cheer me up. Harden crosses half court. Tatum with 16, Brown with 11. Their 2 stars are showing up. Sixers' 2 stars are not. Embiid had a bunny, missed it. Brown beats Harden off the dribble. Layup, good. Tough drive there from Jaylen Brown. Celtics up by 3. Maxey gonna take a 3. Got it to go! Tyrese Maxey buries the 3. Tied back up 44-44.
That's big time.
Brown, he's cooked. Maxey on him. Size advantage with Brown. Spins off him. Wraparound pass to Williams. In the lane on Embiid. Blocked by Joel. Sixers will push. Harris with Horford on him. Wins that battle. Lays it up. Good physicality and downhill moving from Toby. Smart up top to Tatum. Embiid has 2 blocks.
Looks like
7 points as well.
Sixers entered a zone here.
Smart, back iron from 3. No good, Melton rebound. Sixers up by 2. Can they end the half strong? Under 3 to go. Maxey wide open for 3. No good. Just missed it.
Will the Sixers stay in that 2-3 zone they just brought out for the first time last possession?
Tatum, baseline. Actually, no, not baseline. Free throw extended is what I meant to say. He looked baseline at first, then crossed through the legs. Buries the 2. Maxey down low to Embiid. Once again, Embiid one-on-one against Horford. Draws the foul, will go to the line. Can that get Embiid going here? He's sweating a lot, looks a little bit tired like he's laboring, whereas Al Horford, he looks fine. Good defense there from Melton, but Tatum, he's so good at getting his body weight here, then stepping back on that cross-through, dribble through the legs, and the stroke is so clean. And I said this, when he went off Game 6 for 16 points in that 4th quarter, I said, look, he's been cold for the last few games in this series. Does that get him right? He saw a couple of shots go through. Does that allow the momentum for JT to carry over into Game 7 where he can go nuclear once again? In this first half, he's been fantastic. So their 2 star players have been great. And Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum. The Sixers' 2 stars have not been good. Embiid has 9, but he's 3 of 11 from the floor. Horford will check out. So an opportunity here for Embiid to maybe get some easier looks and buckets without the good defense from Horford. Robert Williams will guard him. Tatum slow walk dribble. Top of the key. Free throw line. Beats Embiid off the dribble. Layup too strong. They're going to call a foul on Embiid there?
That seemed pretty weak. I know it's early, but I wouldn't even hate if Doc Rivers challenged this.
What?
They're saying that little hand push.
Jeez, man. So you can't challenge that because Embiid's hand was on him, so the back referee saw that, but the baseline referee should see that Tatum used the off arm on Embiid. "19 points for Tatum. showing up like a great player. 7 of 13 from the floor. 5 of 7 from the line. Hits the first. Hits the second. We're tied, 48-48. Can the Sixers close the half strong? Embiid is guarded by Smart. Smart is in his mug. Embiid's going to back him down. He gets double teamed. He splits the double team and he's going back to the line.
Now, who did they call the foul on? Was it on Robert Williams with the block?
It's either Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, or Jaylen Brown because there were 3 guys in the area.
Or did they call it on a slap down when he split the double?
I think it's on Williams,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and he did get him on the arm. Embiid to the line again.
I got to be honest. If you're Boston, if you're sending a double at Embiid in the post with 2 guards,
Embiid misses the first free throw.
you cannot just do a half-assed double. If you're going to double, double.
Yeah.
You cannot let him split a double screen when you are 2 guards on a 7-footer. Make him shoot it over the top of you if you're sending a double. That is a simple basketball and a dumb play by Boston. Philly's going to take it as Embiid makes the second and splits a pair to put Philly back up by 1.
Sixers, as Rolly said, 1-point advantage, 49-48. It's a miracle they're up, in my opinion. I think the Celtics have thoroughly outplayed them. Sixers had the benefit of the whistle early. It's evened out now. Tatum in the lane. He's on fire. Nobody can stop him. Now, he was guarded by Tyrese Maxey there, but he exploited the matchup right away. 50-49 as we continue to ride the seesaw. Embiid once again guarded by Smart. Gonna back him down, lays it up. Then falls on Marcus Smart.
What are they calling here? Ooh, is Embiid's laboring here?
Embiid may have turned an ankle there. Smart classic flop too, by the way.
So what happened?
Oh, jeez. So is this an and one opportunity for Embiid because they're saying landing spot on a layup, which you never see?
Or did they call...
Or a blocking foul?
Oh. Seems like I think I'm getting an and one vibe here.
Let's see.
And it is.
Sixers, and 1 for Embiid. Started to come alive a little bit here in this second quarter. And bold strategy for Boston back-to-back possessions to have Marcus Smart guarding Joel Embiid when Rob Williams is on the floor.
I don't get it.
Embiid converts on the 3-point play. Sixers up by 2. 1:17 left. Rob Williams only has 1 foul. I don't understand that plan. Tatum has been great. Pop pass to Smart. Floater. Cash. Tied back up, 52-52. Big final minute here. Big final minute.
I get Tatum is cooking, but I just don't think you could double him and let the Celtics play 4-on-3 when you double a screen like that.
Marcus Smart is on Embiid once again. Now it's only Williams. Embiid wants him. Loses the ball, turnover, his second of the day.
That's the correct way to double.
Yep. Late come over because Embiid got flustered there. Williams looking to hand it off to Tatum. Instead, sends it to him at the logo. Tatum, sidestep 3. My goodness, he's in his bag right now. Buries it. Celtics up by 3. Game clock not on the Sixers side here. It's at 26, shot clock 18. Tatum 25 with 14 in the quarter. Harden guarded by Brogdon. Comes off the screen. Guarded by Williams now. Shot clock at 6. Harden going to take a 3. Nearly airballed it.
What a disappearing act by James Harden in this game so far.
Celtics up by 3, and if they get a bucket here, that's a huge momentum changer going into the half. And with the way that this is trending, it's inevitable that they hit a back-breaking shot to go into halftime. It's inevitable. Jayson Tatum, last 3 quarters. You question his superstardom, he's answered it. Game clock at 9.
Send a double. He's going to shoot a 3 here.
Tucker guarding Tatum. He's going to pull up from way downtown. Back iron off the mark. That sends us to halftime. It's a miracle the Sixers are down by 3. Because you look at what has happened here. Jeff said he's got stats. You have Joel Embiid up to 13 points. James Harden has 6. So 19 combined points for Embiid and Harden. Whereas on the Celtics side, Jayson Tatum went off for 25. Jaylen Brown has 13. So that is 38 points compared to just 19 from the two best players on each side. The Sixers are only in this game because their role players have showed up. PJ Tucker has 11 points at halftime. Harris has 8. Maxey with 10. And DeAnthony Melton, he has 2 blocks. 2 really big blocks, might I add, with 4 points. Wow. So I just tweeted this out. By the way, I'll throw my Twitter link in the chat too, so y'all can give me a follow. But give me a follow on Twitter at Chase_senior. I'm on Instagram at Chase_senior as well. Like, it's a legit miracle that the Sixers are down just 3 at halftime. I mean, the Celtics, they're shooting 39% from 3. 45% from 2s. The Sixers, 31% from 3, 44% on 2s. Free throws, 12 attempts for Philly, 10 for Boston. But the couple of big figures here. Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, 38 points combined. Now Tatum does have 25. Harden and Embiid, 19. Role players played a huge half for Philly, and you look at the numbers more in depth here. Celtics lead at the break, 55-52. Both teams with 10 assists. Celtics with 2 more rebounds. Field goals, 44.7 for Boston, 43.9. So up until that point, if you were to look at the numbers outside of threes, both teams do have 5 makes. But if you were to look at threes, and you were to look really across, if you were to look at this graphic, let me just say that. If you were to look at this graphic, you'd be like, okay, pretty evenly matched game right now. I'll tell you what, it does not feel that way. Am I wrong? Is this the Sixers fan in me with the nerves kicking in? Or is it just because I see Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown just playing excellent in that first half, and then the 2 starts for Philly not doing much?
Well, I get where you're coming from here, Chase. Now, I do think it was more of an even half than you might be making it seem. Like, I feel like the 76ers just played really good in that first quarter, and the Celtics played really good in the second quarter. So I think it is, I would expect the lead in the score to be where it is. Like, I don't really think the 76ers should be leading this game. But I don't really think the Celtics should be either. I feel like it should pretty much be where it is, like 52-52, a tie game. I think it's evenly matched, and I think you can just tell by looking at the numbers here. Both teams have 10 assists.
Yep.
The Celtics only are out rebounding the Sixers by 2. Both are shooting around the same percentage from both 2 or total and 3-point land. Obviously, the Celtics and Sixers making the same amount of threes. Celtics 3 less attempts. I think it's a very evenly matched game. Now, if you are a Sixers fan, I would be concerned about Embiid and Harden not really showing up. But also, it's a double-edged sword, in my opinion, because they haven't shown up, and you're only down 3.
Yeah.
So if they do show up in the second half, you could be in a really good spot. Now, Boston's star, Jayson Tatum, has played probably one of his best halves in NBA, or not NBA,
in his
but
playoff
in his
career.
playoff career.
Yeah.
So I don't expect that to continue. So to me, evenly played game, but just based off positive and negative regression, you would expect Tatum to come more down to earth and hopefully Embiid and Harden to come back to where they usually are and not have to rely on the free throws and actually knock down field goal attempts. So to me, I actually wouldn't be that pessimistic if I am a 76ers fan.
Yeah. Nicole makes some good points in the chat. She said, it's your nerves. No worries, though. Being a Sixers fan is traumatic. It is traumatic. And I had Colin Cowherd calling the Sixers the NBA version of Kirk Cousins. I had my coworker saying that the Sixers are the Dallas Cowboys, monster brand, championship history. No matter what, though, can't get over the hump. Harden, though, 6 points, 2 of 8 shooting, a couple of turnovers. I have no confidence that he can shake it mentally. He's a rhythmic player. And for James Harden, 6'5" and 6, cool, well-rounded half. You need to show up. You need to play better. Your playoff legacy is on the line, but going back to Harden being a rhythmic player, he hasn't been able to find a rhythm yet, and he's had some open looks. He's had some layups that he's blown, whether he's missing it or just losing the ball out of bounds inexplicably. And because he starts off this game slow, is he going to be able to catch fire? James Harden oftentimes does not catch fire in the second half. He usually sustains his performances throughout the game. So I'm concerned about him. As for Embiid...
Well, I wanted to say one more thing
go ahead.
on Harden here. And I think his game really started early on in this first quarter. Like, it was 8-2, and I just remember James Harden getting into the lane and having a couple opportunities for a layup or a floater, and him electing to pass it out for a three. Now, did it work for the Philadelphia 76ers? Yeah, because Maxey and PJ Tucker were knocking down those threes, so you can't fault him. He was making the correct basketball play. But for me, I think James Harden's at his best when he's getting downhill and finishing around the rim. Now, he hasn't done that, and I simply think he just has elected to not take the shots. And that's where I think he set the tone for himself to have a bad game, shooting-wise, at least early on, because he wasn't either confident in himself or he wasn't aggressive enough to trust himself to finish around the rim.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, to me, the game of basketball is all about your mindset and how you set the tone. If you come out passive and passing, sure, people can say you're letting the game come to you. But to me, in the biggest moments, I want you to be aggressive. Take control of the game early. Set the tone. And I just felt like Harden did not do that.
As for Embiid, slow to start, great defense by Al Horford. What's really wild is that Embiid has 1 rebound.
I don't even know how it's possible.
I don't know how it's possible either. He's usually such a good rebounder. On the defensive end, he does have 2 blocks. He has gotten beaten around the rim, though, a couple of times on plays that usually he's able to at least alter, deflect, or block. A couple of turnovers because the Celtics, they made this adjustment last game after he played spectacular in Game 5. They, of course, started Robert Williams and Al Horford in Game 6. Worst offensive game for the Sixers all year. That's caused some problems, but also they send this late double team over toward Embiid. And they do it when he tries to get into back down mode, where when he tries to turn the face up to the basket, that's when the defender comes. So he's thinking he only has 1 guy on him. And given how loud it is, look, you can't call these things out. So he turns to the cup, and that's why the defender shades over, and he loses the basketball. 13 points, though. He ended the first half a little bit better. Good signs of life. A big reason why the Sixers are only down by 3, PJ Tucker. He hit 3 3-pointers in that first quarter alone. He was grinding at TD Garden around midnight last night, and all 11 points came in that first frame. So in a Game 7 like this, of course, obviously it's ideal for your stars to show up, but it's big for your role players to show up too. Tucker did it. Maxey played really well in that first half. I wouldn't mind if Harden continues to just shrivel if Maxey's the primary ball handler and you take the ball out of James Harden's hands and you just let Maxey run the show. I continue to say this, with the explosion and the speed that he has, Harden is more of a feel game offensive player. Maxey's the only player on the Sixers roster who can really break down the defense with the dribble while still shooting from the outside. Tobias Harris, good first half for him. You know, he had 2 points in 42 minutes in Game 6. He's up to 8. An unsung hero in this game is DeAnthony Melton. He has 2 blocks around the rim, a tip-in to give the Sixers a crucial bucket when they needed it. 4 points, 4 boards. He's been active. So the role players have stepped up. Is that sustainable for all 48? I don't think it is. I think the Sixers star players, they have to show up in this game, man. And if they don't, massive questions loom about James Harden's player option, the future of Doc Rivers, and Joel Embiid's status as a Philadelphia 76er. Segueing over to the Celtics, Jayson Tatum in his career has been a great Game 7 player. He shoots around 45% from 2s and 3s in Game 7s. He's shooting 9 of 16, that's 56%. 1 of 3 from 3. I think in previous games, he's been settling for a lot of three-point shots. He's more so living in the mid-range. He's always attacked the basket in this series because the Sixers really only have Tobias Harris and P.J. Tucker who can guard him. But 25 points in that first half. I mean, by far and away, best player on the floor and unguardable. And this is what great players do. You can defend Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Michael Jordan. You can defend them really well. You can have a hand in their face. When they're feeling it, they're feeling it. Jaylen Brown, 13 points. I thought he was really, really productive as well. 5 of 11 from the floor. So the 2 stars for Boston, I think, played awesome. 2 stars for Philly have not.
I mean, they've combined for, what is that, Chase? 38?
38 to 19.
So
JB, JT, Harden, Embiid.
The Celtics really aren't even getting that much from their role players. You're getting 6 from Horford. Robert Williams give him 6. Like, Marcus Smarts has 5.
Yeah.
So do they have any bench points? Like, Derek White has none. Brogdon has none. So they have no bench points.
No bench points. They've gone with the 7-man rotation. The Sixers have gone with 8 today. Brogdon, White, a combined 18 minutes, 0 of 5.
Yeah.
So it's been Tatum and Brown. So I guess glass half full for the Sixers. Are you expecting, or can Tatum and Brown cool off a little bit? And then are the other players out of rhythm in this game?
Well, that's kind of what I was alluding to a little bit earlier in this little halftime show here, is that I think when you look at regression, because there's positive regression and there's negative regression. Like, I think when people hear the word regression, they automatically think negative, and I just don't think that's the case. Like, they're going to come up, and I think Harden and Embiid are going to play better in the second half. Like, there's no way they don't, right? And I just don't think the Celtics can keep up with what they're doing. And I wouldn't just say the Celtics, Brown and Tatum. Like, are you going to trust 2 guys to score 70% of the points in a Game 7 and win? Like, I don't see that happening. I really think the 76ers have a good chance in this game because with Joel Embiid and Harden hopefully playing more to their level in the second half, Tatum and Brown will maybe come down to earth a little bit. I like where the Sixers are at, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm already looking. If Harden continues this clunker, I'm looking ahead at some of the free agents in 2023. It's not a great crop. Chris Middleton, Kyrie, D'Lo, Harrison Barnes, Jeremy Grant, Karis LeVert. Good Lord. Not a good class to need a good player for Harden. See, for me, Coop, he's a rhythm player, and he's not in rhythm right now. And can he recapture that rhythm? Yeah. Who did? That's hilarious. After his XFL stint. Third quarter action about to pick up here. Now, Tatum all series has started slow, and then he's caught a flame. Today, basketball gods. He starts fast, and then he cools off. How about it?
It is halftime. It's a close game. Game 7 on the road. Get the comment section rolling with good vibes. Who you got in Game 7? S for Sixers, C for Celtics.
By the way, I had said if we get to $100 in Super Chats, I'm cracking a marg. I got to do it right now.
Those things are gas.
Margs for Mom. You want one?
Sure.
Sure? It's red.
Let's get the good vibes flowing.
Let's go.
These things are good.
They're good. I've never had these before, actually.
Really? They're
Cayman Jack.
They're a little dangerous if you have multiple.
I bet. I might have multiple if the Sixers win. Who you got? S for the Sixers, C for the Celtics. Come on. Joby, we are good enough. If we had Butler. Well, he's on Rolly's Miami Heat now.
Yep. And
he would have been the perfect complement to
I don't
Embiid.
want to rub it in your guys' faces, but I thank you guys every day.
Sixers get the rock to start the third. It's Maxey bringing it up. Of note, Harden to Embiid. Embiid on the wing. Lost his footing. Double teamed. Out to Harden. Shot clock at 7. Bounce pass to Embiid. Into the lane. Wide open. Toby 3. Yes! Tobias Harris ties it up at 55.
Margs out, baby. Margs out.
Let's go. Margs out. Margs out. Toby with the big triple. Rob Williams nearly lost it. Bounce pass to Brown to a wide open Horford. Pump fake. Shot clock at 7. Smart guarded by Maxey. Elbow in. Jumper. Got it.
I don't know how Marcus Smart made that. He is not like that.
He's been great the last few games of this playoff series. I will say that. Celtics back up by 2. Embiid, one-on-one with Horford. Mid-range. Tries to spin off him. Lofts a pass to Tucker. Wide open. Maxey 3. And it's an offensive foul?
Yeah, they called on Tobias Harris screening Jayson Tatum as Embiid tried to loft it over him in the Tucker in the corner. He grabbed him a little bit, not allowing Tatum to get full extension, or at least that's what the refs saw.
Tatum crosses half court, guarded by Tucker. Tucker 11 points in the first quarter, none since then, but you'll take the 11. Brown left wing, guarded by Harris. Comes off the screen. Tucker switches on him. Brown wanted the foul, didn't get it. Embiid skies for the rebound, only his second of the game.
Good defense there from Tucker.
Yeah. Especially on the switch. Harden comes off the Embiid screen. Bounce pass to Embiid. Thought about rising up for the midi. Brings it down. Now he cuts across the lane. He's stripped.
Call it
Kick ball on Embiid.
You know what I hate right there, Chase, is as soon as Embiid caught it on the left elbow, the entire Sixers offense went stagnant.
Yeah.
Tucker standing in the corner, no movement. Harris, corner, no movement. Harden, no movement. Maxey, no movement. You just can't score when nobody's moving and you give it and just like, go ISO. It's not going to work. You have to have a little movement on the off ball.
Smart to his right to Tatum. Tatum back to Smart. Smart looked to a cutting Tatum. Didn't give it to him. Now he goes back to Tatum. Tatum guarded by Embiid. He beats Embiid off the dribble. Embiid looks slow. Tatum layup, easy money.
Wonder if that knee's really bothering him tonight.
It looks like
he just hasn't looked himself on the boards and defensively
The
today.
explosiveness and the lateral quickness has not been there for Embiid. Bad time for that to rear its ugly head. Maxey cross court to Harden. Harden will drive into the lane, out to Tucker. Tucker for 3 again. Can't count on him to hit too many of those. He misfires. Celtics up by 4. Brown far side to Williams. Hand off to Tatum. Tatum into the lane. Drives, backs it back out. Now into the corner. Embiid on him. Shook him badly. Cash.
Early timeout.
Early timeout for Doc. Celtics up by 7.
Oh, boy.
Dave Portnoy on the sideline. Fuck me.
Oh, this isn't good, fellas. I think Mark Jackson just made a great point before Tatum hit that 3. He said, James Harden needs to take the pressure off Joel Embiid on the offensive end. Harden drove by, got a step on his man, drew 2, kicked it to PJ Tucker in the corner, but I think he had a avenue for a layup. I just think Harden has to get to the rim, and instead of having the mentality of getting to the rim and kicking it out, have the mentality to finish.
Yeah.
And I just don't think he has that right now.
So the Celtics with their second largest lead. No, largest lead. They were up 8-2 to start the game. So that was 6. Now they're up by 7, 62-55. Doc with the early timeout. And Embiid's lateral quickness is simply not there. He's really struggling to guard. And then offensively, of course, like he's been okay. But his lateral quickness, he's getting beat badly by Jayson Tatum. And the Celtics right now are hunting that mismatch. On that two-man game, they're really going after him. And Embiid just doesn't look right. Now, a lot of people are going to rip Embiid, win or loss, with this performance today. The knee can't be 100%. How does that explain how he played well in Game 3 and in Game 4 and 5? Now, he basically played pretty well Game 4, Game 5. Game 6, not that great. I don't know. As the series has progressed, has Embiid's knee swelled up on him? So Doc Rivers had to call the timeout. 211 people watching live. Nobody has sent in a $10 super chat yet to enter the raffle for our Real One shirt. So if somebody sends in a 10, you might just win this shirt because nobody sent in a 10 yet. A couple of other smaller super chats. But if you send in a 10, you enter the raffle for us to send you a free Real One shirt. $5 will give you a beer cheers, $20 shots, $50 beer bong or a shotgun. And I had to crack the marg early. But if we get to another 100, we're chugging margs for Mom. That's what we're doing. We'll chug the margs for Mom.
Chugging margs could make things get interesting.
Tatum's up to 30 points. And we just started the third quarter. He has hit 11 of his 18 shots. He's been sensational. And Mark Jackson said a little while ago, and really emphasized it, like James Harden has to take the pressure off of Joel Embiid. James Harden is scared of the moment. Dan Edelman got gray quick, huh?
What'd you say?
He got gray quick.
Yeah.
Robert Kraft sitting courtside, Julian Edelman, Dave Portnoy. It's a who's who of Bostonians. Bill Simmons there as well?
Maybe.
Tatum today, 30 points. Rest of the team, 32. It's literally carrying the squad. Sixers out of the timeout, down by 7. 20th career 30-point game for Tatum. Maxey hands it off to Harden. Harden into the mid-range. Lofts a pass to Harris. Harris will take a 3.
Oh.
Didn't get the shooter's bounce. Needed it badly, though.
How unfortunate. It looked like it was going to go in 2 times.
62-55. Did the Sixers have a run? If not, it could get ugly quick. Tatum up top, guarded by Tucker. Shot clock down to 5. Tatum looking to hunt for a 3-point shot.
Oh.
My goodness, he got it again. Joel Embiid was in his eye hole. And then Tatum stuck it in his eye hole. 33 points.
This is getting ridiculous. He is playing on a different level than most.
Celtics' largest lead is 10. Harden has Horford on him. Step back 3. Got it.
Huge.
Huge 3 there for James Harden.
Not only to cut the deficit from 10 to 7,
Just
but
to hit a shot.
Yeah, hopefully
to see it
get
go
him
in.
going.
Tatum up top, takes Embiid. Where's the foul? Where's the foul?
In classic ESPN showing the previous three-pointer, not the current foul.
They didn't show us the replay of the actual play where the foul was called. Celtics back up by 8.
Here it is.
Embiid switched on to... Nope, that's the second one. That's Show the fucking replay. Like, come on. Tatum good on the first free throw, looking to put the Celtics back up by 9. He does that. 67-58, 35 points for Tatum. There's 7:50 left to go in the third quarter. Harden switches on to Tatum. Now on to Horford. Into the corner to Maxey. Tatum on Maxey. Comes off the Embiid screen. Shot clock at 5. Maxey lost it. Embiid's going to have to heave. Shot clock violation.
This is going in a bad direction if you're a Philly fan.
Great defense by Tatum, too, to dislodge the ball from Maxey's grasp. And then Embiid could have gone to Harden in the corner, and he heaved up a shot that had no chance. Smart, bounce pass to Brown, left wing, guarded by Maxey. He likes this matchup. He'll back down Maxey. Fade away, back iron, Harden rebound. He'll look ahead, nobody home. Now he's going to try to get to the rack. Into the corner to Harris. To Embiid. Embiid back to Harris. Wide open 3. No good. Sixers 7-22 from 3. Horford to Brown. Brown for 3. Buries it. Celtics largest lead up to 12. 70-58. 15-3 run last 5 minutes. Embiid looking to take Al Horford. Fade away. Blocked. Third block of the game for Horford.
The no-show from Joel Embiid and Harden is sad, man.
Tatum 3. Got it. 15-point Celtics lead, 73-58. This is why you had to win Game 6. You don't win Game 6 on your own home floor. You send this series back to Boston. Tatum came alive in that fourth. Momentum carries over into Game 7, and he's having a historic performance. And you knew how this ending could result. And it's transpiring right before our eyes.
As Thomas Bridges comes in with a $2 super chat.
Thomas Bridges, $2 super chat. What team does Doc end up on? If and when he gets fired, I think he takes the year off. And I'd be interested to see if he actually does coach again or not. He's older, man, and he would be great for a rebuilding team. A team like the Orlando Magic, like if he goes back there, a team like the Charlotte Hornets. If you're looking to win a lot of regular season games and become relevant again, Doc Rivers is a great head coach. As far as looking to make a serious push into winning it all, you know, we talked about the numbers a little bit earlier. If you want to show that tweet that I had up earlier, Rolly, about Doc, it's problematic. Walter Miller needs a break. So do I. Doc Rivers, 17-32 in series clinching games. This will be 17-33 if they lose. This will be 10 straight losses in second round closeout opportunities. And for the Celtics, this will be 9-1 in their last 10 elimination games against the Sixers. And if the Celtics do win, Sixers will not have beaten Boston in a playoff series since 1982. Now, everybody wants to blame Doc Rivers, right? And, like, he'll probably get fired if the Sixers lose this game, which it's trending in that direction. But instead of blaming Doc Rivers, this game was 55-52, by the way, at halftime. So the Celtics are on a 18-6 run to start the second half. Blame Doc Rivers all you want. Joel Embiid is a -17 with 13 points, and James Harden is a -18 with 19 points. So he'll almost be a scapegoat.
Wow, this would have what a turn in this third quarter, man.
And I just tweeted this out, right? Like, blame Doc Rivers all you want. This game is all on Joel Embiid and James Harden. They have not showed up. Give me a follow on Twitter if you want.
Thomas Bridges also sent in Doc will be an easy fire after Monty and Bud.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
most likely.
Monty Williams, easy replacement. Nick Nurse. Sixers might have their choice of the two. They won't go Bud if they keep Embiid because stylistically it doesn't make a lot of sense at all. And then Chris Johnson, Tatum, bang, go Birds though. I'm out here dabbing. So you're an Eagles fan and a Celtics fan. Harden, turnover.
Oof.
Sixers down by 15. Tatum with 38 points, 13 to 20 from the floor. Passes it to Smart. Smart out to Horford. Three-pointer. No good. Embiid fights for the rebound. Gives it up to Harden.
I think the way you got to look at it now, put what has happened to bed, cut it to 8 points going into the fourth.
D'Anthony Melton, step back long two. Can't get it to go.
Win the last 5 and change. See what can happen.
Yeah. Cut it to 10 maybe. 8 to 10. 6 or 7 to 23 from 3. Celtics 9 of 18. Tatum with Embiid on him. Look out. Now he gets double teamed. Bounce pass to Horford. Out to a wide open Brown. For 3, sticks it. 10 of 19 for the Celtics from 3.
They cannot miss in this third quarter.
Celtics up by 18. 76-58. Harden trying to beat Brogdon off the dribble. They call a foul on Brogdon. Look, you send a double toward Tatum. This Celtics team is too good to just leave open a Jaylen Brown. So if the game plan from Doc is to double team Tatum, I don't understand it. You're going to leave Brown wide open?
It is tough because you have to make the decision. Do you let the guy who simply cannot miss right now cook you one-on-one, or send a double and live with Jaylen Brown or Al Horford taking a wide-open 3?
Embiid gives it up to Harden. Harden turns it over again.
11 turnovers for the 76ers, 5 for Boston. Other than the three-point barrage that's going on right now, that's a big difference in this game.
Harden, 9.6 assists, 5 turnovers. Tatum, floater, no good. Sixers get the rebound. Celtics up by 18. Nearly another turnover.
And it is.
And it is.
And I think that's the right call. Embiid and Harden just look absolutely flustered right now.
Yep. They're wilting. They're wilting under the pressure. Now,
he didn't establish 2 feet before he had hands on the ball.
Harden will sit. Brogdon 3. Cash. .21 Celtics lead. Yeah, it's embarrassing. And this is why after Game 6, I couldn't sleep that night because I just felt like when the Sixers lost that game, you're up 83-81, past the halfway mark of that first quarter. You could sense that the Sixers could have won that game And then Tatum carried the Celtics to a victory, and you blew an opportunity to win that series. And the percentages and the chances of you winning a third game in Boston in a 7-game series just so low. In the last 2 pregame shows, what have I said? Whoever wins from 3-point range is going to win the game. Because the Celtics, when they shoot 40% or more from 3-point range, they're virtually unbeatable. And this is in the regular season, and this is in the playoffs. And right now, they were just at 10 and 19 from 3. The Celtics are 11 of 20 now. I mean, 55% from 3-point range. They're simply too good to shoot 55% from deep and to still win the basketball game. And Doc sat Harden. So Maxey's going to run the show with Tucker, Melton, Daniel House, and Embiid. Tucker pump fake back to Maxey. Tucker has it again. Pass tipped out of bounds. Tried to go to House. Shot clock at 5. Harden will check in just because you're at the end of the shot clock here.
Boston is 8 of 12 from the field in the third quarter.
Yeah.
The Sixers just simply cannot get a stop.
Sixers have 6 points in the third quarter.
Daniel House checked in, too. I don't know if you already mentioned that.
Yeah, I did. Melton will inbound. Nowhere to go. Goes to Embiid. Fadeaway 3. Shot clock violation.
Super chat from Thomas Bridges again.
Thomas Bridges, thank you, bro, for the 10. Thomas Bridges, our only raffle ticket for the Real One shirt. Despite your team getting and taking the pipe, I know you'll be out running again tomorrow. Goggins respect. Beer cheers from Bill and I. Appreciate it, bro. Yep, ran today and might have to run off this L. Smart three-pointer. Somehow missed. Sixers down 21. They'll push. Melton backs it back out to Harden. Harden to Melton. To Maxey. Great defense there from Boston. House thought about a long 2. He'll try to drive. Good defense from Horford. He misses. Celtics come back, looking to extend their lead from 21. Tatum with Melton on him. Look out. He beats him. Foul by Embiid.
Al Horford has played some incredible defense in the series and game.
Tatum misses another free throw.
Celtics has opened up a 22-point lead. Harden gets a screen from Embiid, drives in, out to House. Corner 3, no good. Rebound Melton. Back to House for another try. That one no good. Al Horford with the rebound. He'll push. Brogdon inside on a backdoor cut, no good. House with the rebound.
Yeah, House. Energizer minutes. Sixers down by 22. Melton takes a 3. He can't hit either.
Sixers can't buy a bucket. The Celtics can't miss. And that is how the game is at 22 points.
Joe Mazzulla with the timeout here. Wow. Barring a miracle, Sixers looked absolutely cooked.
Crypto Mikey saying this is embarrassing. Quite frankly is.
Yeah, it's embarrassing for sure.
Joby Kenobi says, where's Embiid hiding now, walking around trying to stay invisible? Coach has to go. Harris right behind him. And then now watch again.
Michael Spack said earlier, first team to 81 points wins, and here we are. Celtics are at 80. Sixers have just wilted in this game. And look, you know, oftentimes your team's confidence and swagger works off of the body language of your superstars. Body language for Embiid and Harden has been, frankly, dog shit in this game.
See a lot of people in the chat saying Embiid shouldn't be MVP.
Yeah, well, he already won it, but I think this series is proving that Jokic is the better player than Embiid. Embiid's better defensively, but Jokic is superior. Smart to White. He'll try his hand at a three. That's no good.
Every time the Celtics miss a shot, I get surprised.
Yeah, I get surprised at this point.
Oh, my goodness.
Sixers are scoreless over their last nearly 6 minutes. Harden's going to try to take a three. Rims out. So on brand for today. It was halfway down and it popped out. Sixers with 2 field goals this quarter, still scoreless over the last 6+ minutes. Smart smelling blood, out to White, open three, buries it. 25-point lead for Boston. Maxey floater finally ends that field goal drought for the Sixers. They went nearly 7 minutes without a field goal. Down by 23. Embiid sitting, by the way. Brogdon, wide open lane, layup, good. Celtics back up by 25. Maxey, free throw jumper, off the mark. Tatum rebound, game clock at 1:10 and counting. Guarded by Melton. He's hunted this matchup all day. Whoever's been on him, hasn't mattered. Few dribbles to the leg, step back three, bang. Celtics are nearly up by 30. It's 28 points. Tatum of 42. Maxey step back three. Can't answer. Reed fights for the rebound. Reverse layup. No good. Out on Boston. Tatum's just playing with cats at this point. There's 37 seconds left in the third. The Sixers at halftime had 52 points. Harris will go to the line.
I can't even believe what I'm watching.
Harris free throw is good. Second free throw also good. 26-point Celtics lead. You know, they say it's a make or miss league. Sixers have missed a lot of shots. Celtics have made a lot. Tatum, another three from way downtown. Finally misses. Shot clock unplugged. Game clock at 10 here in the third. Maxey to Harden. Game clock at 5. Harden to Maxey. Reverse layup. Of course it's no good. He was open, but he missed it. Points by quarter for Tatum. 11-14, you're like, oh, he's not going to duplicate that, right? Better in the third. 17 points in the third for Tatum.
Man. Thomas Bridges with a $2 super chat. Siri, play Dreams and Nightmares.
Oh, Thomas Bridges.
Yeah.
That's Tyler Jones' friend.
Really?
Yeah, Tyler Jones.
Shout out Tyler Jones, Thomas Bridges. Thanks for watching.
That's a great super chat there, Thomas. Siri, play Dreams and Nightmares. This is a nightmare. Tatum so far, he's up to... This was as of a couple of minutes ago. I'm seeing this tweet from Elliott Shore Parks. Harden in games 5, 6, and 7 combined, 35 points. Tatum has 42 right now.
Got a question to ask you guys. I hate to say it this early.
Is it done? Is it Jover?
Should I push it, Chase?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
do it.
is. Who is to blame for this 76ers loss? I know some people have said Embiid, some people have said Doc, some people gotta say Harden. I'm curious. Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat. I honestly would usually say Doc, but I don't think Doc Rivers is the reason you're losing by 26 points. Thomas Bridges says Doc. Omazy TV says Rivers. Brian says all. Al Chacal says can't blame this on Doc. Jomo says Embiid and Doc. Walter Miller says the entire team. Losing Hope says shooting percentage. The guy who asked says the reason to blame this loss is the fact we lost Game 6. That's kind of what Chase feels right now.
Yep.
Cooper McGee says Embiid. Kenny GM says Embiid the MVP, 4 for 16. Yeah, that's rough. Crypto Mikey says Embiid / Harden. Marcus says, why can't Harden show up in a big game? Michael Spack says absolutely Joel. My question to you, and this is going to be a question all off season, where do the 76ers go next? Harden likely, or I wouldn't say likely, could leave. If he does, who's going to be the co-star with Embiid? Or if Harden leaves, does Embiid ask out? Do they fire Rivers? A lot of questions entering this offseason for Philadelphia.
Yeah. I mean, I guess a blowout loss is easier to take than like a heartbreaking loss like Game 6. I mean, this is a listless, embarrassing, gutless performance. And it's hard to even be angry, right? Like, I don't even have any emotions watching the game. Down by 26. Start of the fourth. Brown free throw line. Horford rebound. Brogdon 3. No good. Embiid another rebound. Can the Sixers make a miracle happen? Harden out to Maxey to Melton. Wide open 3. Got it.
That felt like the Chris Paul meme.
Sixers down by 23.
Oof.
88-65. Sixers are 8 of 30 from three-point range.
Surprised they even got Tatum still in, to be honest.
Tatum misses the layup. Good defense from Embiid. Embiid now has it. Hand off to Melton. Pump fake. Into the lane. Stolen by Tatum. Had an opportunity there to maybe get it down to 20. And here comes Tatum. Smelling blood. To Horford. To Brogdon. Horford bunny. Brogdon tip in.
I mean, he missed the tip in, but how do you let Malcolm Brogdon get that look good of a look on a tip in?
Harden to Melton. Another 3. Rimmed out. Harris can't get the rebound. Embiid 13 points, 4 of 16. Shot clock down to 10. Brogdon left wide open for 3. Takes advantage. It's a fucking joke, man. It's a joke.
What was that defensive coverage?
No defensive coverage. I mean, just no defensive coverage. He comes off the screen, and Embiid doesn't even step up, and you let him bury another one. I mean, it is a joke. Harden into the lane. Blocked. At least a tip by Jaylen Brown. Backdoor cut Brogdon. Get the starters out. Get them out. Get the starters out. Wave the flag. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out. Get the starters out of the game. Get the starters out of the game. If they're not going to defend, if they're not going to try, if they're not even going to put forward an effort, get them out. Put in players who actually care.
It's just been an embarrassing effort in this whole entire second half, to be honest. It was a 3-point game at halftime. You're getting beat by 25 in the last 14 minutes. What an embarrassing second half.
Walter Miller, can you pull the plug on this live? This is so disrespectful, disappointing, and embarrassing. It really is. Yeah, we might even do a post-game show while the game's going on, because this is such an embarrassing performance.
Won't have correct stats if you.
We don't need stats.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to do that.
No, I got you. Yeah, I'll let you know. We're getting close to that point. Yeah, rank the 3 jobs. Bucks, Suns, Sixers. I'd go Bucks 1, Suns 2, Sixers 3.
That's what I had.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It's hard to even put this performance in the words, Chase.
Yeah, it is.
It's like we hate to be so depressing, but it's just, to be honest, that's what it is.
Man, how does Embiid recover from this? This is pretty bad.
That's why I kind of like. Is this the last time we see Embiid in a Sixers unit?
Yeah.
Is it a stretch to say he'll be on a different roster? Yes. But I wouldn't put it past it. As the Sixers starters remain in, Maxey step back 3. That'll be no good, but he was fouled. Maxey will head to the free throw line for 3. Oh, man. 70-36 since the second quarter.
Yeah, since the second quarter.
The Sixers came out and gave a good punch in the first quarter, and since then they've rolled over like a little lapdog. It actually is nuts that Missoula's only 34.
Yeah.
Dude, Al Horford's older than him. So it's a flagrant one on Derek White for not allowing Tyrese Maxey to land.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll get 3 free throws and the ball. So if you believe in miracles, they hit a 3 coming out of making 3 free throws. They can cut it to a 22-point game. Maxey makes the first. And the second. One more free throw and the ball for Philly. Maxey converts all 3 free throws, 93-68. 76ers will retain possession. 9:47 to go in the fourth. Joel Embiid swings it to Maxey. Maxey will get a screen from Embiid. Snake dribble, step out 3, passes it up, gets it to Embiid, who gets to the cup.
It's a joke. Now he starts trying. Sixers down 23. 9 minutes left.
Tobias Harris picking up Tatum full court.
You can go double screen if you want. I'm just jotting down some notes here.
Okay. Tatum drives past Embiid, lays it in again. He's now got 44 points. Tatum has just absolutely owned this game, been the best player by far. Embiid still yet to really show up. Maxey gets a screen. He goes inside. Gets
blocked by Tatum?
But they're going to call a goaltend.
No way. Scott Foster just trying to keep this game close for ratings.
And they're going to challenge the call. I got to be honest, I thought Tatum caught it clean. And Joe Mazzulla and the Boston Celtics will challenge this play. So I guess earlier in the game when we had that mystery timeout, it was not a challenge. Let's see. It looks like a clean block. Tatum gets it before it hits the glass, and it was still on the way up. So I don't know how they'll call it. I don't know if the Celtics had possession, but it will at least be 2 less points off the board for the Sixers.
Wow.
Whoa, man. Are we just going L3s for the postgame?
Yeah, just to go L3s.
Okay. Kane says Embiid is a cone on defense. Yeah.
Yeah, his lateral speed has just
He's
been so
bad
bad
defensively today.
Yeah.
Is it because of the knee injury? Possible. He just has not looked himself defensively, at least. So it's not great. Benny B says Embiid has cement shoes.
It looks like that today. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah. Sunny Day says, Crypto, you're crazy. Lakers are going to break that big, giant lumberjack Jokic down. I guess some Nuggets Lakers talk in Sixers chat. Walter Miller says the Sixers are looking like a freshman team. I don't disagree with you. It looks like the freshmen got to scrimmage the varsity team ahead of the varsity team's first game, and this is how it turned out. Crypto Mikey says, get Embiid off the court, getting Harden off the court, and why would you challenge what a choke? Well, they did challenge because it's the right move. Thomas says, how close to Margs? Well,
I'm already drinking one.
yeah, we've cracked the Margs because
Margs are already out.
the Sixers are getting smoked. and we need something to dull some of the pain.
You can help us out by subscribing to the show because this is the biggest Sixers offseason since when? Let's be real.
Yeah.
Biggest Sixers offseason in a really, really long time. Really, really long time. And you won't want to miss it, so subscribe. Walter Miller already drinking tequila. We've got tequila in these, so let's do it together. You want to send us in a super chat? We'll do some fun stuff for it. We do have to get to $50 in total super chats to name a raffle winner. That's what we said at the start of the program. So $5 beer cheers, $10 enter the raffle for a Real One shirt. We have one entry so far, and that is Thomas Bridges. $20 shots, 50 beer bong or a shotgun, get to 100. Marks for Mom, but we started early because this is just a flat-out, embarrassing, gutless effort from the Sixers.
James saying Heat versus Nuggets finals, question mark?
I like the Lakers, actually. Who do you like in that series?
I've been so against the Lakers all season long. I'm
Yeah.
just going to
Stick with the Nuggets?
stick with it.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where until they get it done,
Yeah.
I just have to see it.
I get that for the Nuggets. It's just that I think the Nuggets have a really well-rounded team, and we've talked about this prior, not on this channel, but Office, other streams, that I think the Nuggets and Lakers actually match up really well.
Yeah.
Because the Lakers have a lot of depth. The Nuggets have a lot of depth. They both have a really good big man, and I think the Nuggets have Aaron Gordon, and you might laugh at this, but I think he could do a decent job defensively on LeBron James.
Interesting.
It'll be
Tatum
a
into the lane.
series.
Easy layup. Easy layup for Tatum.
And you could mention AD's defensive prowess and how good he is on that end, disrupting Jokic. But I just think Jokic has such a unique offensive style that I still even think Anthony Davis will struggle like slowing him down.
Harris into the lane, beats Tatum. Down by 23. 23 with 8 left.
Now, I am a Heat fan, but I do think the Celtics will win. They've had the best roster in the NBA all year long. And I know there's been some interesting play in this postseason, but I just think this team is too talented not to get to the NBA Finals against a certainly less talented Miami Heat team. Tatum drove right there, got the foul call. He'll head to the line again. Chance to move it back up to a 25-point game.
Dude, are you saying there's a chance?
MVP chance raining down for Tatum at the line. He makes the first free throw. I honestly think that's been the worst part of Tatum's game today. He's missed like 2 or 3 free throws. That's about it, though. Oh, man. Made the second, 99-74. Starter's still in.
Tatum, 48 points, 16 of 26 from the field, 11 of 14 from the line, 11 rebounds as well.
How much you bet when he gets 50, he gets taken out?
Yeah, I think that'll happen.
Stat padding in the playoffs.
Now,
Sickening.
Eastern Conference Finals will start when?
Wednesday.
Tobias Harris, mid-range pull-up. Sixers down by 23. 7:40 left. I can't wait to hear what Harden and Embiid are going to say after this game. Uh-oh. Tatum on Embiid. Look out. For 3. Yes. That's 50. He puts up the 50.
This is insane.
That does it. That officially does it. I called it too. I mean, I said that momentum from Game 6, it's going to carry over into Game 7. In front of the home crowd too. Had a chance to win the series in Game 6. Blew it away, man. Blew it away.
How did he fall? Lob. Oh, what a good play.
Harden deflected.
Best play of the
Steal.
game.
Best play of the game for the Beard.
Oh, boy.
Melton blocked. Jaylen Brown.
This is sad. This has officially gotten to, like, I'm actually feeling sad.
Yeah. Brogdon almost hit a 3.
I don't have any feelings towards any of these teams, and I just feel sad for the Sixers.
Yeah.
Like, this is like a 21-year-old playing a 5-year-old in basketball.
Embiid 3. Well short.
Wow.
Halfway gone here in the fourth. It's 102-76. Tatum, another wide open 3. Wow, he misses the wide open look. Tip out to Brogdon. He thought about pulling the trig. Instead, he'll just drive and lay it up. Take the easier 2. That's all you got to do.
I think I've talked to you about this in Lakers-Warriors game too. There should just be a running clock.
Doc is bent over. Melton blocked at the rim by Smart.
This truly...
See, they're up 28, and they're still playing, and the Sixers are barely manufacturing an effort.
There's some effort from Melton. I don't know why both teams haven't emptied their bench quite yet. Especially if you're the Celtics. This game's in hand.
Yeah.
The only thing that could happen for the rest of the game that could hurt you is if someone gets hurt prior to the series on starting against the Miami Heat. So just take everybody out.
Brown missed the slam.
They called a
Fouled?
foul?
Did he
just
hurt his
smoked it.
wrist, dude? Shit. Oh my God, I can't believe they called that foul though. Thomas Bridges. Does Butler again on the Sixers over Harden win the series? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that when the series goes back to Philadelphia for Game 6 with the Jimmy Butler and a Joel Embiid, just because Butler has stones and Harden doesn't, he knows the importance of not letting the series go back to Boston. I mean, the series was a wrap for the Heat in Game 6 against the Knicks. I don't think that Butler lets the series go 7. I think that he does everything in his power to end it in Game 6. So, yeah, keeping Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Brett Brown over Jimmy Butler, brutal. And that's basically what happened. That's basically what happened. All right, we're $10 away from picking a raffle winner. We have to get to 50. Have to get to 50. And Thomas Bridges, if it's you, shirt goes to you, no questions asked. But we got to get to 50 according to the bosses. So 10 more, then we pick a raffle winner for a real one shirt. Wow, Brown with another one. Doc's going to empty the bench here.
It's about time. It's a 30-point game with 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Oh, my.
Tatum going to check out. Brown up to 23 points.
You know, I actually find it hard to believe that 51 points.
Here we go.
Hey.
Tommy Bridges.
Tell
50
Yodes
in
to sign
soups.
it.
Tell Yodes to sign it. That's funny.
That's fucking hilarious.
Man. Just an embarrassment. Joby Kenobi. I'm driving Boston Uber. I just got a call for a pickup for a guy named Doc. Yeah, it's a good one. 30-point game, 108-78. Wow, Sixers Twitter is probably just absolutely on fire right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on that right now. Just let me know if you ever want to start this piece, Chase. Man, oh man.
Kendrick Perkins said, if I'm Doc Rivers, I wouldn't even give them a chance to fire me. I'll just step down right after the game. A blind man can see this ain't on him. His 2 stars basically quit. Yeah.
I mean, they combined for 8 of 29 shooting
Yeah.
and 24 points.
Yeah.
What kind of performance is that? Furkman Korkmaz gets swatted. Why are the Celtics big 3 still in? I'll just say not. I'll take away big 3 and just say big 2.
Yeah, let's see. Embiid, 5 of 18. $15 points and a minus 28. Good God. And Harden, 3 of 11, 9 points, minus 30. Wow. It's dark. Dark times. Jane Springer's playing in a Game 7. Fuck.
Yikes.
All right. Let's start it. You can run the intro screen too to make it easy for yourself if you want. All right. Gonna go off on the Philadelphia 76ers right now. We're doing it before the game is even over, just so that we can get on out of here. It's Mother's Day. I was hoping we'd get a dub, but this is embarrassing. So, let's talk about the Sixers' future here. Live on the show. How many people we got still watching live? 200 people still watching live. More people will continue to pile in. What is next for the Philadelphia 76ers? We're going to try to figure it out right now in the aftermath of them getting absolutely slapped and drubbed in this basketball game. Let's do it. So what is next for the Philadelphia 76ers as a basketball organization? You're watching 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. And you know what's crazy? I am recording this show before Game 7 is even over. Why is that? Because it's absolutely embarrassing the effort that the Sixers displayed today. As I'm recording this right now, there are 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and the Sixers are down by 30. And I want to begin with this. I am embarrassed to be a fan of the Philadelphia 76ers. I grew up in Westchester. I've loved this basketball team my entire life. Allen Iverson and Brian Dawkins, 2 of my favorite athletes of all time. I grew up idolizing AI. I wanted tattoos and cornrows as a kid. So this team means a lot to me. And this loss hurts me as much as it hurts you. To see the Sixers in a do-or-die game against an arch rival who they have not beaten in a playoff series since 1982 completely fold like this, it's an absolute disgrace. The effort from the Sixers in this Game 7 was embarrassing. It was gutless. And the Sixers, by the Celtics, got bent over, and they rolled over as early as the third quarter like a lapdog. Just like Jayson Tatum dominated the Sixers in that fourth quarter to basically win this series, and I called it at the time, Jayson Tatum goes off for more than 50 points in this Game 7, and he was and will continue to be the Sixers' daddy. Now, Doc Rivers will probably get fired, and if the Sixers lost in a close game or a blowout, he was probably gone just because of the money that he's getting paid and the Sixers failing to reach expectations. But let me be blatantly clear here. This loss in Game 7 against the Celtics is not, and let me repeat, it is not on Doc Rivers. This loss is on the team's two superstars in Joel Embiid and James Harden. To put it blatant, they were straight up terrible in this basketball game. Whereas the Celtics' two stars were stars of the show, 51 points for Tatum, 25 points for Jaylen Brown. Equally as great as those two guys were, that's how bad Joel Embiid and James Harden were. Embiid, 5 of 18 points for 5 of 18 from the field, 15 points, a minus 28. And James Harden, 3 of 11, 9 points. Now Harden is a minus 30 in this game. Joel Embiid a minus 28. And what's sad about this is that I'm not surprised that Harden no-showed a Game 7. His entire career, this has been the foundation of it. This has been who he is. But for Embiid to stop trying, that's what's so disappointing. And that's what's honestly sickening. Now, keep in mind, Embiid is playing with the knee injury, but he was good in this series. Game 3, he played solid. Game 4, he was good. Game 5, he was great. Game 6 and 7, he was not good. And to see the lack of effort from Joel Embiid, that's what really gets to you as a Sixers fan. It got to the point where in a do-or-die game, the Sixers just gave up. And they gave up with plenty of time left in this game. And that lack of effort and the bad body language across the bench was led by the team's two superstars in Embiid and Harden. Complete no-show today. And today, you saw the difference between a championship organization with 17 titles and a loser generation that hasn't made it past the second round since 2001 and once again collapsed with an opportunity to close this series out at home, up 3-2. When teams take a 3-2 lead in a best-of-7 series, they win well over 70% of the time. And the Sixers led in this game by, let's be real, what does the track record show? Two perennial losers in Joel Embiid and James Harden. This game and this loss not on Doc Rivers. He will be made out to be the scapegoat, and he was going to get fired either way. This loss is not on him. This loss is on Embiid and Harden, the two leaders who did not lead in this game. What does a true superstar look like? A true superstar looks like Jayson Tatum, who was awful in Game 6 up until the fourth quarter, then outscored the Sixers by himself. And that momentum carried over into Game 7, where he pops off for 51. I have said before that Joel Embiid is better than Nikola Jokic and that he deserved MVP this year. No longer. You can't no-show and not try in a Game 7 like that. And Al Horford had the clamps on Joel Embiid. And if James Harden wants to go to the Houston Rockets, see ya. Let him walk. You're not built for this city. Now, before we continue to move forward, this is the biggest Sixers offseason maybe of my lifetime. And I'm 31 years old. No joke. We're going to have you covered every step of the way. Win or loss, we've been here for you. And throughout this offseason, we're going to be here for you. Let's get to 10,000 subs. Please subscribe right now. This was the importance of winning Game 6. Because I had said, Sixers lost that game, they pretty much lost the series. You were not going to go on the road and beat Boston a third time for a team that has this championship level pedigree. And let's talk about Joel Embiid at length here. You seriously have to wonder what his future is with this organization. A great player, Hall of Famer. I've called him a blend between Shaquille O'Neal and Hakeem Olajuwon. Shaquille O'Neal wouldn't let this happen. Embiid would physically overpower Cats if he was Shaq. But let's be real and let's be honest. I know we're all emotional. Embiid is a special player. He's a future Hall of Famer. His basketball career and basketball life has been fascinating, from barely playing as a teenager to being so raw where he couldn't even dribble a basketball, to going to Kansas, getting made fun of while he was there, nearly quitting, and then being, the number 3 overall pick by the Sixers and turning into an MVP. But what is his future with this organization? And you have to pose this question, whether Daryl Morey is here or not. I'm not even sure if he's going to be the future executive of this team or if the Sixers just rip it down and start over. Do the Sixers trade Joel Embiid and start over? The second round curse continues. And in the thought of trading Embiid is the fact that he is at the peak of his value coming off an MVP season. You might not be able to trade him for a better coup of assets than you can right now in this offseason. And to go out like this is just really, really ugly. I think the only player that is for sure safe on this team is Tyrese Maxey. Everybody else could be gone. I think Doc Rivers has held this team back. Tobias Harris, awful contract. He's held this team back. You always have to wonder what this organization would look like if they still had Jimmy Butler, because I don't think Jimmy Butler lets this series go 7 games. I think that they come back to the Wells Fargo Center with Jimmy Buckets and they win it just because of the dog mentality that he has. PJ Tucker, the only dog on the floor. 11 points in the first quarter. He kept the Sixers in it. Only dog on the floor for Philadelphia. So if you traded Embiid, let's just talk about like a team of the Golden State Warriors. And you could get Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody. You have Tyrese Maxey. He goes to a team that really needs a center that could extend its prime and try to win a championship right now. Those are the types of deals that the Sixers could field. A team like the New York Knicks, a lot of future first-round picks. If you really do just want to rebuild and reboot your franchise, they have a bevy, a treasure chest of first-round picks, and a couple of good young players who you could bring in. That's also a thought off the top of my mind. So Embiid, I think his future, it's at least come into question more so than any time over the last couple of years. 2019 quadruple bounce against the Raptors. You weren't going to let him go. 2021, you lose to the Hawks. He was still safe. Last year, you lose to the Heat. Let's run it back. But now, all questions on the table because all quality businesses do look ahead and they plan for the future. It's time for the Sixers to do that right now before he gets too old, he's injured, and then he has no value before you can't get back anything. As for James Harden, not much to say. This is classic. What a loser. James Harden is a gifted ball player. I give him credit for extending his prime. The vision that he's been able to display, the passing ability, really is unique and special. James Harden is a Hall of Famer. I give him credit for being a guy who wasn't really talked about when he was going to Arizona State out of high school. Wasn't really talked about too much going into the NBA draft. It's not like he's an insane athlete. You can tell that he really worked on his craft. He's gone on to have a fabulous career. Was a role player for those Thunder teams. Goes to Houston, becomes a star. But look, you are what your history shows you are, right? And James Harden, year in, year out, has been a loser for the majority of his NBA career. And look, I'll always remember Game 1, 45 points. I'll remember Game 4, 42 points. You know what I'm going to remember more? Is the fact that Jayson Tatum in Game 7 alone had more points than Harden did in Games 5, 6, and 7 combined. It just can't happen. And if he wants to go to the Houston Rockets, let him go. As for Doc Rivers, we mentioned him a little bit earlier. We could talk about him at length. I thought Kendrick Perkins made a funny point on Twitter. He said, Doc Rivers shouldn't even give the Sixers a chance to fire him after this game. He should just resign right after the year because it was so clear that this loss was not on him. It was on Embiid. It was on Harden. Doc Rivers is gone either way. Now, the Sixers might have their choice of Nick Nurse or Monty Williams, but do Nick Nurse and Monty Williams want to come here given the pressure that comes along with coaching this team, but the uncertain future of this organization? Because rank these jobs for me real quick. Milwaukee Bucks, Phoenix Suns, and the Philadelphia 76ers. Milwaukee Bucks, you still have Giannis, who is leaps and bounds better than Joel Embiid. For the Suns, you still have one of the best bucket getters in the league in Devin Booker, who is sensational in the second round. If the Suns had a little bit more depth, maybe that series would have been a little bit more competitive. You still have Kevin Durant. Your depth is depleted after that KD trade, but that's a better job than Philadelphia's, plus a better place to live, and I'm from the Philly area. And then the Sixers' job comes in last among the openings for championship playoff caliber teams. So you might have your choice of Nick Nurse or Monty Williams, but do they really want to come here? Monty Williams, by the way, former Sixers assistant. And they're probably looking at this gig saying, well, if Harden leaves, who's going to be the second co-star? Tyrese Maxey probably can't be that guy because he has limitations just given his size. He's not Allen Iverson. He can get defended by Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, Malcolm Brogdon, Derek White like he was in this playoff series, even though he turned the corner the last couple of games and was really good. And then you look at the free agent crop. It's a bad time for the Sixers to need a co-star if they want to keep Joel Embiid, because the list of superstars is actually pretty thin in this free agency class. Harden has that player option. Chris Middleton does as well. Kyrie Irving is an unrestricted free agent, but the flat earther that he is, you never know what he's thinking. D'Angelo Russell is a free agent, but no thanks. And then you look further down on this list. Harrison Barnes has bird rights. Jeremy Grant, bird rights. They're not a second superstar. Do you trade for Damian Lillard? If you have to do that, you're trading away Tyrese Maxey. He's the only valuable asset that you have. You look further down at this list. The best available free agent outside of that is a Dylan Brooks, who's a fraud. So there are not a lot of good free agents for the Sixers to choose from here to try to effort this rebuilding process. The Sixers do have top 10 odds in the NBA to trade for CP3, but you know why he's available? Because he's old. He's also only made it out of the second round of the playoffs one time in his career. And the Phoenix Suns want to get rid of him because he's not as productive, he's old, he's brittle, and his contract sucks. Chris Paul's next team odds: Lakers 3-1, Timberwolves 4-1, Clippers 6-1, Philadelphia 76ers 7-1. Now, if Tyronn Lue leaves the Clippers, I'd try to hire him in a heartbeat. Honestly, I might take him over a Nick Nurse or a Monty Williams. But again, do those coaches want to come here? Bleak future for this organization. This was the opportunity. You had it on the tip of your fingers in Game 6 when you were up 83-81. From that point, Jayson Tatum outscored the basketball team by himself in that fourth quarter. Make sure you subscribe. We appreciate all the support. Like I said, biggest offseason in my lifetime for Philadelphia coming up. It's going to be a lot that transpires potentially. A lot of news, rumors, analysis to get to. We have you covered here on the show. It's youtube.com/76ers TV. Subscribe, lock us in. We appreciate you. All right. 200 people watching live. I tried to vent. I tried to get to as much as I could here on the show. If anybody wants to send in a super chat, we're going to open it up for 2 minutes. 2-minute shot clock is open if anybody wants to send in a super chat. If not, we're going to sign off because I want to drink another margarita drink after I finish this one. Gage Soper, where's the post-game pressers? NBC Sports Philly will have those. We're not going to air them here. Just going to be a bunch of mundane bullshit. You know, Joel Embiid probably not taking accountability. James Harden doing dumb stuff. Kane, yep, I'll send you money for Philly BS. Enter the raffle and win. Will I have 2 shirts from Walter Miller? Potentially. Well, I'll get you the 1 shirt, Walter. I talked to the bosses. That's why I wanted to run the raffle here. So, if you enter the raffle, we'll flip a coin between you and Thomas Bridges. I'll flip this bottle cap here. flip the bottle cap, and whoever wins it gets the shirt. Kane, keep your shirt on. You'll need it. What are you trying to say, Brody? Are you body shaming me? 1:26 on the clock and counting. If anybody wants us to continue to stay live, send in a super chat. We'll kick it live, take your questions. Doc Rivers, quote, "This loss absolutely diminishes what we did this year. I thought we took a step backward tonight." Facts. Walter Miller with the 10. All right, we'll extend the shot clock. Another 2 minutes here. Another 2 minutes on the clock. Anybody wants to send in a super chat? Then we'll stay live. All right, this is what we'll do. Walter, heads. Thomas Bridges, tails. It's Walter Miller. Rolly is my witness. Walter Miller gets the shirt.
I witnessed.
Walter Miller gets the shirt. Now, if we get to, sorry, Thomas. Thomas, maybe we could try to get your shirt either way, since you're one of our boys here, including one of Teacher's boys. If we get to, we're 40 away from 100. If we get there, then we'll do another raffle. We'll do another raffle if we get there. $1:30 on the clock. Kane, $11. Say what? Oh. I mean, did you watch the postgame show, Kane? When I said the Joker is better than Embiid? I owned up to it. I tweeted it out too. 5 seconds left on the clock. No, Walter, you won the raffle. The bosses said we had to get to 50. $10 entrants were entered. It was you and Thomas Bridges. You were the heads. All right, shot clock expired. Walter, I'll get with you. Thomas, I'll talk to you soon. 76ers now going to be on a heater this offseason. Expect some great content from us. We'll keep you in the know all throughout it. Disappointing, man. Sixers embarrassed in Game 7. It's hard to even be emotional about it. It'll sink in, but hard to be emotional right now. Thanks, everybody, for watching us throughout this series. Salute to y'all. We out. Enjoy your Mother's Days. If your mom is still around, tell her you love her. Have a great day with her. We'll catch you next time.